Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chatmosa. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Wednesday, December 10th. So with me on the mic, I have some fabulous co-hosts, my gorgeous moon, my Libra queen, my icy chili, and my favorite chaotic cup. Hey, y'all.
What's up?
Hola, good
Hey!
morning.
And just to give you all a friendly reminder, we currently have our hot tea cold cash giveaway going on. So, how you gain interest into that giveaway? You RSVP to every show, you attend every live show and stay in its entirety, and you share my show on social media with the hashtag Auntie Derek. So, do all three of those things per day. You have a chance to getting 3 entries per day, honey. So, get those entries in. We got money. It's money out there. Let's get it. So for the giveaways, terms, and conditions, head over to auntiederek.com/, hot tea cold cash. Again, that is auntiederek.com/, hot tea cold cash. All right. So I think we could just go ahead and jump. We got a lot of tea to get into, so let's just go ahead and jump straight in, honey.
Tea time.
Yes. And you know what we like to start off with?
Diddy news.
Andrew. And the first story I have is by way of hot new hip hop planning. Now, I just want to give you all a little bit of a note. Just consider the source that they used in this article. The source that they used was Media Takeout, and as much as I love them, a lot of times things that they report, you get what I'm trying to say. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, you should see here by way of hot new hip hop, Diddy reportedly readies $1 billion Netflix lawsuit over 50 Cent's docuseries. So it's just been over a week since Sean Combs' The Reckoning hit Netflix. Allegedly, the mogul is already preparing to fire back. Media Takeout exclusively reports that Diddy and his family are allegedly readying a massive defamation lawsuit against the streaming giant over the 50 Cent produced docuseries. This documentary was made to assassinate his character. It isn't journalism, it's entertainment, one source alleges. Allegedly, Diddy has hired one of the most powerful law firms in the United States and plans to seek at least $1 billion in damages. Per the source, that number could allegedly go up if Netflix fails to retract certain accusations. This latest update doesn't exactly come as a surprise. Diddy's team has already made their feelings on the doc known. We read this state before. It says Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Today's Good Morning America teaser confirms that Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. They alleged in a statement shared with the Hollywood Reporter earlier this month. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos know, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that work. Girl. It is equally staggering that Netflix handed creative control to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, a longtime adversary with a personal vendetta who has spent too much time slandering Mr. Combs, Diddy's team continued. Beyond the legal issues, this is a personal breach of trust. Mr. Combs has long respected Ted Sarandos and admired the legacy of Sarandos' late father-in-law, Clarence Avant. For Netflix to give his life story to someone who has publicly attacked him for decades feels like an unnecessary and deeply personal affront, they concluded. At minimum, he expected fairness from people he respected. Netflix denies obtaining footage illegally and insists that the docuseries is not a hit piece or an act of retribution. Mm-mm. Well, I mean, and of course he would feel that way, honey. The documentary does not make him look good. So, I don't think this damaged your. But then again, because what I'm surprised about, even down to people like Jess Hilarious, who was just on who was she talking? I forgot who they were talking to, but she maybe they were just having a conversation about the documentary, and she even said like some of the. I want y'all to keep in mind she works right alongside of Lauren LaRosa. Lauren LaRosa was literally down at that courthouse every day at that Diddy trial reporting, right from the rooter to the tutor, because a lot of the stuff that I heard was from Lauren LaRosa. So for Jess to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I didn't know some of that stuff was going on until I watched the documentary," like, okay, girl. Well, first of all, What do you mean? Were you? Oh, but then again, though, maybe she was on maternity leave, so I'll be a little fair. I can't believe I don't like. But yeah, so like I said, if this is true, Netflix is they got some explaining to do because it looks like people are already willing to go on record to say, hey, what I heard was people were indeed paid to appear in this documentary, and y'all are saying that nobody was paid. So, mm, but I'll definitely keep an eye on this story, honey. I'm looking at this comment. It says, watching the documentary, it was wild seeing his eyes change from his heavy drug use. His eyes look different the last few years, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was. Now it makes sense. Girl, he was on that powder, honey. Dipping that powder. Allegedly. Allegedly. Well, that's that on that, honey. Well, bitch, let's get into some mess, honey. Because, 50 Cent is getting a lot of accolades, honey. Where everybody say, oh, good job, 50, good job. We really enjoy the documentary. Whole time, he won't even end it. And then we're just learning that the people that were a part of it are saying, hey, his name is just on it. He really didn't have any say of who was in it or he didn't produce no footage, no nothing. So his name is just on it, really. Allegedly. That's what they were saying. But this next story I have, honey, because basically Ja Rule, and even I've actually said on the show before, honey, I was like, 50, you're gonna keep doing a lot of pointing the fingers, honey. Remember when you point one thing, you got three of them pointing back at you, and a lot of people gonna start looking at you and your shit, and it ain't gonna be a good look. And sure enough, honey, his longtime adversary Ja Rule had something to say. So, and I know I know it's like the popular thing to say, because I think who was it? Dave Chappelle that had that joke. Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule has to say at a time like this? Well, and two things can be true. Two things can be true, but you all should see where it says here by way of all hip hop. Ja Rule teases 50 Cent documentary after Diddy doc streams explode.
Tomato,
So
tomato, tomato, tomato.
well, I don't know, girl. Well, hold the tomatoes just for now, and then maybe to after, because I'm telling Ja Rule kind of let that chopper sing for real, for real. And remember when I said like when it comes to heterosexual men and how they be reading people, they can kind of get a little lethal because they don't really know how to do it. When you read, sometimes they usually have to be a little bit of playfulness in it. Oh no, baby, they be going for the jugular. So, Ja Rule blindsided folks, but he has been leading with this for a few days. A single Instagram post sent a message that hip hop's longest running rival is far from over. Seems like Ja Rule is fed up with 50 Cent's nonstop taunting of Diddy. Now it looks like Ja is borrowing the same playbook and turning the camera lens directly on the G Unit General. From the sounds of things, Ja is threatening to dive into some extremely messy waters. He's hinting at abuse allegations involving women and other topics that could easily power a multi episode expose. Whether it lands on Netflix or Tubi is anybody's guess. But the energy he sent out makes it clear he's ready to look hard and dig up dirt. Ja is not saying he has the vault that Diddy had, but he sure made it seem like there's enough material. And he really did. So I'm actually going to share my screen. And this is they have screenshot of the Instagram post that Ja Rule shared. And let me read the caption. So he says, "Let me be clear. This ain't about Diddy. He's already in jail serving time as he should be. This is about this sucker Curtis acting like he's hip hop's moral savior, going on TV with them tight ass nasty suits and that big ass jug head when you're no different, allegedly. I wonder when it went wrong, they look so happy together." And so you see the first picture he shared is of 50 and Diddy, at the parties and the war shows and stuff. He goes on to share screenshots of clips. So you see where it says, this one here, 50 Cent issues public apology to ex-girlfriend after abuse accusations. This was from 2015. You see where it said, now this is the part that really disturbed me the most, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. 50 Cent's Long Island home burns down. And then he shares a clip from this article. The mother of 50 Cent's child accused the rapper of trying to burn them to death after a suspicious fire ripped through their Long Island home earlier today. He tried to kill me and his own child, said Shaniqua Tompkins, who's 31, who miraculously survived the suspicious 4 a.m. blaze, which leveled the $2.4 million mansion in Tony Dick's Hills. So, and if you know, y'all know I've been reading about 50 and his background and stuff. You know, this is actually very disturbing because this is the same manner. His mother was also murdered this way, allegedly, by way of fire. I believe I think she was shot first and then burned in the home. So that just really disturbed me. Um, what else he has? And then him, I think I'm going to start doing the doc. There's a lot to unpack here. Allegedly, he shared the same screenshots. And then I don't know who this is, but he shared a screenshot of someone looking to actually fund it. He said, "What's good, sir? We would love to fund this doc for you and any others you want to create on Icon." So I guess that's who it is. Icon, a representative from Icon. So there's that. So Twin, Quinn, you still want to throw a tomato, or you feel free to?
Yes, I want to throw a tomato, because at his big fucking age, he over here calling out somebody who is known for doing that shit already, and thinking that he's a better person because he wants to do it too. Mr. No Chan, sir, please, because it's not like his house is clean either. Mr. No Chan, are you not embarrassed? No, you want the spotlight to be brought up upon you, sir, because we know some things. The streets have been talked about you before. So I mean, do we need to get Karen involved, Stevens, or whatever her name is? Yeah, we need to get Superhead Superhead to come to the table. What's going on? Like, pot calling kettle black. But we
It's
at least with
murder.
50 Cent know what he is. This is a part of his fucking brand. We know who he is. John need to really relax. Mr. No Chin needs to really pipe down.
Oh gosh, he really does not have a chin. This is crazy. And then you see in this thumbnail they use it, honey. He just over there grinning, honey. Grinning. All you see is just teeth, no chin. Crazy. Well, that is that on that, honey. So, in the last story about my man, and then we'll move on. So, and thank you to Libra Queen for bringing this to my attention, honey. But Chelsea Handler, so she was just in that interview with that adorable Scott Evans, honey. He's so cute. But she was talking about how she and 50 Cent dated, and he was such a sweet guy. So sweet. So sweet. They always sweet at first, girl. Like that's how narcissism works. Duh. Allegedly. But y'all see I just shared here by way of hot new hip hop. Chelsea Handler reveals what it was like dating 50 Cent. So this is a little clip that's a little over a minute. We're going to watch. I'm going to put you all through this. Yes.
Is it from the interview? Because that's all I've ever seen it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yep, it is from the interview. Yep.
Perfect. Let's go. Let's get it. Because I love Scott.
He's so adorable. Let's go.
And she was doing the most in that interview. Let me tell you, as the first white woman on his show, she was doing the absolute most. I was like, girl, you talking too fast. But I guess I wasn't familiar with your brand of, foolery shenanigans.
She generally has had good things to say about him, which is,
yeah, she did. Curtis Cent, she had good things to say about Curtis Cent. He's a gentleman.
Oh, I see a comment in the chat. Chelsea also dated Joe Coy. Girl.
Okay, she's from Jersey, though. Let's put that on the table.
He does not have the best track record of that's
husband was a dirtbag.
She's from Jersey and likes to do drugs. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I know it'll take a lot of drugs for me, honey, to be anyway. Let's see what Chelsea has to say, honey.
I'm dating 50 Cent. Okay. He convinced me to date him after he was on my show. It was like a Friday that he was a guest, I think. And then I came in over the weekend and there were like dozens and dozens of roses in my office. And my assistant was like, Curtis Cent has called 3 times. And I was like, who's Curtis Cent? She's like, Fitty. I'm like, oh, really? Now it's Fitty? 2 white girls. I'm like, it went from Curtis to Fitty?
To Fitty.
So I was like, And she goes, he wants to call you. I go, I don't want to talk to him. I go, he's like, all those guys used to hit on me, but it was like just kind of like play.
Right.
But Curtis was sweet.
It felt different.
He was sweet because he seemed gangster, but he wasn't a gangster. Like the fact that he was shot so many times, you're like, how did you get shot? Like that doesn't even make any sense. So then I was like, listen, I'm not going out with you. I go, I have a show in New Orleans this weekend. You're welcome to come. You can meet me in New Orleans. This is my hotel. You're welcome to get a room and you can come to my show and, we'll go out and have a drink.
Right.
I go, do you want to go for a walk? And he goes, I can't really go for a walk outside. And I was like, who do you think you are? He's like, I can't go for a walk outside. And I was like, I think you can. Like, get over yourself. So we go for a walk.
What?
And it was crazy. Like, every person we saw was like, 50 Cent, like this is, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't know, we're in New Orleans.
He's trying to tell you.
All like, black people and everyone knew him. And he's like a major deal. He came to my show. He was very sweet. He's such a sweet guy. And he doesn't do drugs, which was the biggest disappointment of all. I was like, you don't drink or do drugs?
Right.
And we only dated for a very short time. But, it blew up because people were like, what are these two doing together? But he really was one of the sweetest people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know who's always trying to hit on you. Who? Those guys? Who? I need names.
Look, I don't doubt. Listen, because you know how
I
these
don't doubt
niggas be
it.
going. Because you know these niggas be going up over a myriad way. And I had no disrespect to Chelsea, really. But when it comes to like bad bitchery, like it's so many other badder white girls than Chelsea Handler, honey. But a lot of niggas love mid-ass white girls. So
That's why I want the name.
That dude drugs. That dude drugs.
I want a list of names.
Listen, go watch the rest of that interview. I'll tell anybody, watch the whole interview because I was over there cackling. I was like, oh wow.
Chief Petty usually has nothing great. Usually it's just on his petty nonsense, but he usually has good things to say about her as well.
Look, isn't his name Ryan?
Who?
Scott Evans.
Scott Evans.
Scott, that's right. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Ryan.
I don't know why.
His name should be Ryan. He looked like a Ryan.
He looks like a Scott.
No.
Yeah.
But I love Scott. I love him.
Listen, he be having people on that show. I want to go on the show. I am not even known for nothing, but I want to be a house guest so bad because the way he be interviewing people, I'm just be like, damn, like how you met this person 5 minutes ago and you just know these people for real. Because that's what it feel like. It feel like he know him for real. And he be getting them to open up and tell things. And I just be like, oh, wow, this is so amazing. But there's a couple of episodes I haven't watched and I refuse to watch.
Look,
one he won an award for. I was so mad. I was like,
who he would get an award from?
The one that I absolutely won't watch. With that bald headed demon.
Okay.
Yeah.
With who?
Mm-hmm. The bald headed demon.
I won't be checking that out either. No shade.
He got an award for that?
Yeah.
What was so special about that?
And I don't know. Don't care. Irrelevant.
Oh, we have a comment saying, I'm a fan of Chelsea. Probably wouldn't hang out with her. Just enjoy her work. I share the same sentiment because, anytime I see her on TV and stuff, yeah, she looks fun. Now, I wouldn't want to, because she look like a lot for me to be around, but she looks fun.
Listen.
She said, I like her podcast. I haven't heard that.
So on the interview, I've heard of her and I've like seen clips of her like in passing, but I don't really know her for real. And that interview, I was like, okay. I mean, she's funny. She's very quirky. And she was talking real fast, like she may have been on something. But she was saying some philosophical shit. She was giving little words of wisdom. You can tell that she's like developing life because she's, in her 50s and she's like grown and like she wasn't saying nothing crazy that I'm just like, bitch, what? But I was like, okay, drop some gems and let me pick up this book that you said. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't be the type to be like, yeah, girl, let's go hang out, or yeah, let me go catch whatever you were doing. No, absolutely not. But
Yeah.
she encourages drug use, so I
The,
mean, go and live your best life.
she actually had a show. I forget the name of it. It was on. It came out some years ago. It was on Netflix, and it was like her doing, like you said, her doing reflecting and her going around to different communities, kind of interviewing them and stuff. It was a fun show. It was
She
almost
talks
like a similar thing what Killer Mike did on Netflix. She did like the white girl version of it.
she talks about it on in the interview. Like when I tell you, I feel like I got a whole history of her in her. Like if you didn't know who she was before, you knew who she was after, because they discussed so much in that interview, and it's only like, I think it's like 45 minutes or an hour interview. Like they talked about a whole lot of stuff. I was like, okay, damn, shit, oh wow, oh shit, oh wow. So yeah,
I will definitely check it out. It's on my list of things. It's on my watch later playlist on YouTube, so I will be checking it out.
after
One of my favorite interviews with her when she was on The View, and this is some years back, probably even over a decade ago. And this was at a time where a lot of white comedians were getting canceled and stuff for like putting racist shit on Twitter. And they pretty much asked her, was like, "Well, how come nobody ever found any racist clips for you?" She was like, "Because I'm not an idiot." And I was like, "I know that's right, girl."
mm-hmm.
I did like her in was it Chewy, the little her little sidekick on her show when she had the late night show.
So I never watched a late night show.
Chelsea lately, is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about? Oh
yeah.
yeah,
There was
sorry.
the little. She had a little Spanish guy. He was a little person, or whatever.
Oh,
The politically correct.
oh yes,
Oh,
Chewy. Oh, so Hammy washed. Okay.
and
Well,
remember we were just talking about Alanis Morissette like probably a couple weeks ago, last week, the week before. She mentions how she went to her concert. I was like, bitch, I know you fucking lying. 'Cause I'm trying to be in there watching that girl
right.
singing some songs,
Well, shout
living my
out to
best
Chelsea
90s.
Handler.
Your ex sister wife.
Yes. Well, clearly she wanted that old thing back, and it's not lost on me because you see the comment said they only dated 6 weeks. This person thinks, and you still talking about that after 6 weeks. So she probably never had nobody put that puss on their mustache like that, honey. So she probably want that again, honey. Allegedly, allegedly. So yeah, she was like, that was probably one of my best eaters, honey. I just want just one more time, honey. Just give a bitch a crumb, honey. Just can I get a crumb of dick? She said hello between 50 Cent and Joe Court. Right. Joe Court. Oh my God, girl. You okay, it would have to be like in a really dark room. Like, and I would have to be like, when I tell you high out my mind, honey, y'all gotta give me some rapper weed or something. I need to roll up some moon rock on that one. Cause how can you look at that face? And that's mean there, stop. But Joe Coy, I have to say he annoys me. I'm sorry. I can't
Who?
stand it. I'm not a fan.
Who?
We have a comment saying it's okay. I'm not a fan. Girl, and I said, honey, we've had this conversation before, girl. I think y'all, the Filipino community might need to have a meeting because like, let the white people have him, honey, for real. Because he want to be a white man.
Oh, I just had to look this person up because I didn't know who this is. Sorry.
Yeah, not a fan, honey. And you know what?
He's
Speaking of The View, is because see a lot of him. This is all Joy Behar's fault because he was introduced through her comedy thing that she had on the show. Let me see. Looking at this comment, you should have seen Chelsea host Golden Gloves the year after Joe Coy bombed it. Exactly, and that's what y'all get because why would y'all even hire him for that anyway? But okay. We have a comment. Who? Exactly. And if you don't know who he is, keep it that way.
yeah, I
Well,
just looked him up. I'm confusion.
yeah, he's
But you do like bald heads though, so I mean,
yeah, just not that one. I don't like his bald head. He can get his bald headed ass away from me, honey. Well, so let's take a trip over to Salt Lake City, honey. This is a Real Housewives news.
oh
So,
Lord, this
yes, honey, Jen Shaw has been released from prison. And y'all see, I just shared here by way of TMZ. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shaw, released from prison, now under supervision. So, Jen Shaw may be out of prison, but she's still under the watchful eye of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. TMZ can confirm the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alum left the federal prison camp, Bryan, in Texas, Wednesday morning. But she is now subject to community confinement, overseen by the Bureau of Prisons' Phoenix Residential Reentry Management Office. This means Jen is either in home confinement or a halfway house. Jen still has 5 years of post-release supervision, with required drug and alcohol testing. She'll participate in an outpatient mental health program, and she must continue to take prescribed medication. And she still owes more than $6.5 million in restitution. For privacy reasons, her exact location has yet to be unveiled. The development was first reported by People. Jen spent 33 months behind bars in Texas after she pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection to an elaborate telemarketing scheme in which she was accused of defrauding elderly and vulnerable people out of millions of dollars. The reality star was arrested back in 2021 and initially pled not guilty. Her lawyer stated she was totally innocent. However, she reversed her plea in July of 2022. She was ultimately sentenced to 6.5 years behind bars, as well as 5 years of supervised release. She began serving time on February 17th of 2023. So I guess they let her out early for what, good behavior or something? I don't know. Ooh. What's this piece of tea in the chat, honey? So it says Andy Cohen said he could never hire her back in Bravo, though I think she would bring so much viewership. Yeah, honey, she's scamming, honey. Like you were scamming old people, lady, girl. Mm-mm. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
This has nothing to do with her because I don't know who she is. But I really would like to know, like, what's the whole purpose of like having to still have like supervision when you get out of? I mean, in her case, I know she's getting out early, but some people be getting out of prison and stuff, and they still be having to like do check-ins. I don't understand that. Like, don't you just do your time and just go about your day? Like, I don't understand.
That's
I
not
also
how
don't ever.
parole.
But what's
That's
like? I thought parole was like if you was getting out early. I didn't know that you still have to do parole if you've done your fucking time. If you did all your time, let me go. The fuck you mean
there
I need to
might
be on
be.
parole?
Well, that might be the conditions of their release. It
Jesus
just
fix
is
it.
whatever part of the conditions are.
I rebuke
Well,
arrest,
don't get in trouble, and
prison, in jail.
you won't.
Listen, God is so good and so faithful. Amen. Hallelujah.
Baby.
I rebuke it.
Child, it's because it's like it's certain things. It's just for her, people like her, she needs to be watched for real because especially like watch her phone, watch her laptop because clear the stuff that she has done, honey, and it was a telemarketing scheme, meaning she was calling people's houses and getting their information. Like,
scamming old people is really, baby, go to hell.
For real. It says she was scraping phone and email. See, scamming. And honey, and Andy, you doing right, honey. You need to distance yourself from people like that, honey. Them think how people can't be trusted. You, honey, she don't even need to work in the grocery store because she gonna steal the meat, allegedly. So, well, that's that on that, honey. Well, somebody who needs to be in prison, honey, and it is coming. So, where I thought they was pussyfooting over there, they not. They getting their ducks in a row because they coming for David's ass, honey, with
Jesus.
him and that girl. So, y'all see, I just shared here by way of hot new hip hop. President of David's touring company questioned before grand jury.
When I got diagnosed with cancer, right, the first thing that I asked my doctor was,
Libra Queen?
She didn't know that I was vegan.
Ooh.
Eat as you
normally. Well, it's been roughly 3 months since the remains of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas were discovered in the trunk of an abandoned Tesla registered to David. Her loved ones continue to demand answers, and on Monday, December 8th, officials took another step towards getting some. TMZ reports that Robert Morgenroth took the stand before a Los Angeles grand jury. Morgenroth is the general manager of David's record label, Mogul Vision. He's also the president of David's touring company, Zara Brothers Travel. Apparently, Morgan Roth stepped out into the hallway at one point and was overheard speaking to his lawyer. She was very pushy on why I didn't call police, he allegedly said in reference to Deputy DA Beth Silverman. I said I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that. I just wanted to continue with the tour. For now, it remains unclear exactly what tour Morgan Roth was allegedly referring to or when the tour happened. It's worth noting, however, that David had just kicked off his Withered World tour when Rivas's remains were found. News of Morgan Roth's testimony comes just a few days after it was reported that an investigative grand jury heard evidence related to Rivas's death. It also comes after it was confirmed that authorities now officially consider David to be a suspect in the case. A second suspect in the case has also been identified. Their identity has not been made public at the time of writing. The nature of the Here With You performer's alleged relationship with Rivas, if there even was one, remains unclear. No, it don't. Anyway. Photos that allegedly show the two of them together while the teenager was still alive have surfaced since her passing. However, along with an unreleased David Love song featuring the name Celeste. Lock his fucking ass up and melt the king. Lock his ass up. Good riddance. Bye. Somebody cut his fucking ass up. How would you like it? How would you like to be cut the fuck up and left in the damn car to rot? Like, oh, honey. Baby, I know that girl family want his head, honey. But I'm glad to see. And yes, why you money hungry fuck? Like, excuse me, because I mean, now me, listen, I'm not a rich person, and I don't have like lots of money to deal with, so I can't imagine being in this situation. But I can just like, let's just say if I'm a manager at like Chick-fil-A, let's use Chick-fil-A as an example. If I have knowledge that one of the employees, somebody a dismembered body was found in the trunk of their car, and they're here just working like everything is okay, I'm calling the police. What do you mean? How did it get in there? Oh, I don't know. Hey, would you like fries with that? What do you mean, sir? And that's exactly what David did. They alerted him that body was found, and he was like, "Oh, okay," and just gave his audience la boo boo. That I'm still not over that shit, y'all. Like that is just boggling my mind. But it's coming. It's coming. They coming for you, little boy. You little pedophile, allegedly. Well, that is that on that, honey. Y'all know I will continue to keep following this story, honey. This next one, just out of Queen, just out of curiosity. And this is a West Coast rapper, it looks like. Have y'all ever heard of a rapper by the name of Clinton Lord? I've never heard of him.
Auntie.
Listen, this is
Curiosity killed the cat. We don't know them.
I have not. I don't know.
Release us.
Well, no, we need to talk about his fucking ass, honey, because and well, y'all probably ain't go hear him because he faces a long time in jail, honey. And I have this link here from TMZ, and y'all should see where it says here, rapper and influencer Clinton Lord facing felony rape charges. So trigger warning. Well, Clinton Lord Adams, a social media influencer and hip hop artist, has been hit with multiple felony charges after prosecutors accused him of sexually assaulting two women he allegedly lured to a vacant area still scarred by California's January wildfire destruction. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office announced Tuesday that Adams is charged with 3 felony counts of forcible rape and 1 felony count of assault with intent to commit rape. Prosecutors also alleged the crimes involved multiple victims, an enhancement that could significantly increase his prison time. District Attorney Nathan J. Hochman called the alleged attacks predatory, saying they occurred in an isolated, fire-damaged zone that remained impacted by the devastating winter wildfires. Adams allegedly targeted the women in separate incidents over the summer, bringing each to the remote location where the assaults allegedly occurred. Taking advantage of a historic disaster and causing severe harm to 2 women is despicable, Hochman said. Ooh, that word was about to kick my ass. Despicable, Hochman said. These women showed courage by coming forward to report their assaults. Adams pled not guilty at his November arraignment and remains in custody on a $1,475,000 bail. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for January of 2026. And it says, if convicted as charged, Adams faces 90 years to life in state prison. The case remains under active investigation by the LAPD. Well, yeah, get his fucking ass out of here. You want to sit there and try to lure multiple women to a remote area, honey, and when they sitting there scared of shit from a damn wildfire that's destroying everybody's home and property and land and shit, and here your ass just, predators. And see, this kind of shit, because this is people like him need to be locked up because people like him turn into people like David, who dismember bodies, allegedly, and leave them in the trunk of cars. I'm just saying, y'all better clock a problem when you see it. So yeah, but I'm glad that his ass is held on over $1 million bond. And yeah, I'll follow this story too to see what comes of this. Because y'all know when it comes to like rape cases, and those can be tricky, and a lot of times it's a lot of the predators tend to get off because like attempt to rape is one of the things that's hard to prove, like in court. Well, how can you prove that he like literally, unless they like wrote it down or something or had a list, it's a really tricky. So we've talked here before about how it's really hard to convict people for rape, but when it does, that there was overwhelming evidence that that person did that shit. So I will definitely keep an eye on this story, y'all. Oh, I think it was yesterday we talked about Chris Boyd, where someone was arrested for shooting him in the middle of New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have more information about who that person was, thanks to TMZ, or who that person is, rather. And you should see where it says here, by way of TMZ, Chris Boyd shooting suspect charged with attempted murder. And let me share my screen so y'all can see what this person looks like. Well, they have it in the thumbnail, so I don't need to do that. Anyway, a 20-year-old man has been hit with an attempted murder charge for his alleged role in the Chris Boyd shooting, with the suspected gunman spotted being escorted out of the police station in handcuffs on Tuesday. Frederick Green from the Bronx is facing 3 charges stemming from the November 16th incident. On top of the attempted murder, he's also accused of assault and criminal possession of a weapon. According to the cops, he was officially arrested and charged at 11:45 p.m. Monday night after being tracked down in Buffalo. Cameras captured Green being taken from the Midtown South Precinct in Manhattan to the courthouse for his arraignment on Tuesday. As we previously reported, 29-year-old Boyd, in his first year with the New York Jets, was shot outside New York City hotspot Say Less around 2 a.m. last month. Boyd was shot in the abdomen and was taken to a nearby hospital in critical but stable condition. Cops released an image of a person of interest shortly after the incident, showing a man in a black cap, black sweatshirt, and black pants. As for Boyd, he's on the road to recovery and was able to return to the Jets' facility recently to reunite with his teammates. So, yeah. So that's Frederick Green, 20 years old, just ruining your... Can't even legally buy your damn buy cigarettes or your first drink yet, and you out here shooting people, allegedly. And tried to escape his ass to Buffalo. Y'all think it was drug related? I think it was drug related. It was probably drug related, allegedly. So that's that on that, honey. We'll see what happens to him. And you see where it says, and what was that line? I told you, New York does not play with no guns. New York City don't play with no guns. What they say? He was charged with... Where was it at? Criminal possession of a weapon. Because once you have that shit, you are if you hold a gun in New York City, baby, you are automatically a criminal. They do not play that shit. You fuck around in New York if you want to with a gun. Ask T.I. And T.I. had them shits in the trunk, if I'm understanding correctly. Ask T.I. He was fighting that shit for a long time. Well, that is that on that. Let's talk about another Chris who plays sports ball. Chris Paul. So remember the last time we talked about him, y'all were the ones who had to introduce me. I pretty much, hey, like, do y'all know what a Chris Paul is? And y'all pretty much was like, yeah, we know who he is. He's essentially that nigga. And you need to know who he is. But we learned that he was let go from the LA Clippers, like right when they were in the middle of the road trip to Atlanta to play the Atlanta Hawks. And Lawrence Frank came out and was pretty much saying how what we talked about here before. Lawrence Frank said that the Clippers' performance was not the reason that Paul was let go and stuff like that. There has also been other speculation that the coach, Ty Lue, has been like giving Chris Paul a silent treatment and stuff like that. Well, Ty Lue has actually come out to address those claims, and he's saying that that is not true. And I have this link here from TMZ. And you all should see where it says here, Ty Lue denies Ty Lue denies Chris Paul's silent treatment before Clippers cut ties with NBA star. And it's about a 2.5 minute long video that I'm gonna put on while I go get me another cup of coffee. And let's just
Yeah, I'm gonna jump up in front of a wrongful termination claim. Like,
okay, you better wake it up, okay? Because that's exactly what it's giving. But let's see what Coach Lue has to say, honey.
What do you think Chris's legacy ends up being? Basketball legacy?
A Hall of Famer, one of the top, 5-6 point guards that ever played this game, and what he meant to the Clippers organization. What he did when I was here my first time around, with him and Blake and DeAndre, JJ, Jamal. It was fun. Lob City, and he'll still always be remembered for that. So I hate to see what happened to him, right now. But I think his legacy is still live on.
There was a report that you guys hadn't been on speaking terms for a stretch of weeks before the decision to part ways, and the report said that he had even reached out to you and tried to initiate a meeting.
That ain't true.
It's not true.
No, we were talking. He played. How you gonna play? I'm not talking to him. So it was a stretch where when he said he wasn't going to play, he was going to be out of the rotation. It was tough for him because he's a competitor, and what the game means to him and what he brings every single day. But after that, it wasn't really much.
And then Blake was on Amazon. He has said that he's spoken to CP, and according to CP, via Blake, that he hasn't heard from Steve or you since that decision. Is that also true or untrue?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him either.
So were you part of that final conversation as he was on his mouth?
No, sir.
Has the mood changed with Chris being gone?
Like I said, the guys are not happy about it. It's their teammates, the guy they go to war with every single day, and he was part of us. So it's tough. And so the organization once made the decision to do it, and but we got to move on. We got to try to win some games, and I don't think the mood changed because Chris is gone. Like nobody wanted to see him go like that, So there's nothing changed. We just got to win games.
Was there any push to get him back? Like you sent guys home before, and they come back after like a week or 2 weeks. Like, why was this a situation where there's irreconcilable differences?
You got to ask Lawrence.
Different, like whether it be with Chris or the season, et cetera, or do you just?
Well, with Chris, I had no problem with Chris. When you say when a guy's a competitor, he wants to play, you can understand that. And so, he was a little frustrated at first, but, we got over that. We talked. And so, instead I haven't talked to him. We had a 40-minute conversation on the phone, and that's my guy, my friend before he got here. And so, you don't want to see that happen to anybody, no matter what the circumstances are. And so, but now we got to figure out how to win games. We got to focus on that.
I call BS.
Yeah, you see it right, and you had it right on the head, honey. It's given. One, I'm trying to pass the buck. So, this all has to do with Lawrence Frank. You got to ask him, honey. I ain't got nothing to do with this. And two, just like what Cup said, let me because when some shit pop out, I'm trying to get in front of this, because this is definitely giving wrongful termination.
Well, I may have misspoke on that because wrongful termination in these terms are much harder because it's contract bound and it's basically at will. But it's giving PR spin if anything, and he is like somewhat right where the GM has most of the hiring and firing power, but I can't see Chris Paul being like, I don't want to play, giving up salary. Like, come on. When you voluntarily don't play a game, you're in most contracts you're giving up salary. I can't see a player just being like, nah, I don't want the money.
Yeah, and then you see how he's trying to act like he didn't know about it. I think there probably was some solid. Where there's smoke, there. I'm of the belief where there's smoke, there's fire. These rumors just didn't come out of nowhere. Somebody probably saw you acting shady towards Chris Paul, knowing some shit was about to happen. Maybe the morning of usually you have your coffee with 2 Splendors and a splash of cream, and that day you decided to have a latte. Something. You know what I'm saying? Something was off. So. I don't know. Y'all know I don't know no sports ball, honey. This is all sports ball, masculine business, honey. This is not my jam, but I'm pretty much just doing it for views on my when I clip the shit.
But Auntie, this is some messy bitch shit. Like they really acting like the girls. They real messy. So you should get into it.
They are indeed, honey.
It is messy.
Ooh, we have a comment. Oh no, not another Clippers tee. We have the most expensive basketball stadiums, and that's probably why they had to probably fire their highest player. They had to protect their
Well,
overhead, honey. Let me stop.
and and actually everybody's skipping around the fact that he's always been a diva. Like he's been a great basketball player, but he is also a diva too.
Is he really?
I mean,
Hmm
if you got that shit,
When
you can
his
be a
voice
diva.
goes in, if when Cub's voice go high pitched, you know I'm right. He just trying to find a little something, something. Cause
You're not wrong, but
well, well.
definitely not saying you're wrong. But you can be a diva if you
If you
can
can
back it
back it
up.
up,
Yeah.
right?
Look at AI. AI was like practice. Y'all want to talk about
But
fucking practice?
Chris ain't pulling it in the way he used to when he was younger. That's been a problem. He was a legend and he is a legend, but he's not top tier.
He's not
You know,
legending right now.
right? He's at the end of his career. That's why he got
Practice.
cut. That's why he got cut the way he did because he's at the end of his leg.
When she's
Y'all not
right, she's
even
right.
talking about the game. Y'all talking about practice. Mm.
One of the best basketball moments ever.
Listen, I watched that live. You hear me? On ESPN. I remember exactly where I was at when I was watching that. That
AI
shit
has
was.
some of the funniest moments in the NBA. I loved courtside hair braiding.
And then that came, I think that in that same segment they did the who was the college team coach who's like, you want to crown them, then crown their ass. I forgot who it was. Damn, I gotta look that up. But yeah, time was sad.
Yeah, they drug him, but still, like he was one who definitely they should have laid that down because he carried that team for the majority of the time he was there.
We have a question in the comment that y'all gonna have to answer because y'all know I don't know. But it says, was Chris Paul the Sprite commercial guy?
I think so.
I don't know.
He's had a few. He also, in the last 10 years, he was the Allstate. He did some Allstate commercials.
I
Sprite
don't
was
know.
probably early on.
I don't know. I just know that he was a little handsome. They call him CP, right? No.
Hmm
I
Oh
think
yeah.
isn't
I
it CP3?
I don't know. I knew the CP part. I didn't. Maybe I don't know. I just knew he was a little handsome. He got a son that like looked like him too. They do the little dad and pop little shebang clips. Yeah. But sorry
Yeah,
to that man. Sorry.
yeah. And most recent, his last endorsement, I think, deal was with Allstate. You know, Jake from State Farm. Or I said Allstate, Jake from State Farm. Sorry.
Oh,
I got her.
You done
Yeah, Jake
moved
from
Jake
State Farm.
over to Allstate.
Well, they did it in Verizon, so hey.
Can you hear me now?
I ain't moved the whole time. I thought I was gonna be in good hands with Allstate. Now you tell me I got to call a light skinned man named Jake to talk about my stuff. Let me stop.
Yes.
Oh, this was damn. This wasn't even college. This was definitely NFL. My bad. But yeah, sorry to that man.
Mm-hmm. Well, somebody else that we saw for, honey, boss man D-Lo. Well, at least we got a story about him, and that's not about him doing some scandalous shit with his dingling. But
Are you talking about he's sick?
huh?
You gonna talk about he's sick?
No, he not sick. He getting sued. Is he sick?
Well, yeah. Allegedly, he's sick.
Oh,
Like he got a flu
oh,
or something. Because he on tour.
oh. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we gonna look that up after this story, honey. Well, this story though it's an exclusive with All Hip Hop, and it says Boss Man D-Lo accused of stealing one of his biggest hits. Mm-mm. So, Boss Man D-Lo is being sued in federal court in Los Angeles for copyright infringement after Louisiana music executive Ivory Mobo Joe Haynes accused him of stealing from the 1990s Doghouse Posse song "Street of West Bank" to create his hit "The Biggest." Haynes filed the complaint against D-Lo, producer Gentle Beats, Alamo Records, Sony Music Entertainment, Sony Music Publishing, and Too Slippery Entertainment, alleging they released, distributed, and profited from a work that used unlicensed samples from his catalog. He contends the melody, instrumentation, arrangement, and orchestration in The Biggest match key components of Street of West Bank. According to the lawsuit, The Biggest appeared on D-Lo's album Too Slippery on January 1st of 2023 and was pushed across all major streaming platforms. Payne says none of the defendants secured permission to use the underlying material from the early 1990s recording, which he controls through his label Mobo Joe Records. The filing states that the 1992 Doghouse Posse recording agreement assigned full ownership of the group's compositions and masters to Payne's, including Street of West Bank. He claims the opening piano, cello, and bass lines in his track appear at the start of The Biggest and repeat throughout the song, creating an unauthorized derivative. Payne also argues that the defendants benefited from exposure, sales, and streaming revenue tied to the release, and that Sony Music and Alamo supervised and distributed the infringing work. The lawsuit seeks damages, profits, attorney fees, and an injunction stopping the continued distribution of the track. It claims the infringement is ongoing because The Biggest remains active on social media services, on streaming services, Payne has taken similar legal action before. In 2024, he and his label pursued claims against Glorilla, alleging she used elements from the same Doghouse Posse catalog for her breakout music without authorization. Glorilla prevailed on a technicality, which allowed Payne to pursue the matter again if he chooses to. So, he said, don't play with me. Y'all didn't contact me. If y'all want to use my beats, you need to contact me. This was unauthorized. Let me see if they even have it here. Okay, so what I can do, because I want to see what the room thinks, like, because I haven't heard neither song. But I'm gonna see. So first I can play like maybe 20 seconds of The Biggest and then play 20 seconds of the Dog House Posse song. And then we'll see if they really do sound similar.
Is it the one that goes like she want a big dog?
Don't give me the line, girl.
Okay, I guess roll that beautiful beam footage.
Let's go. Okay, so here go Boss Man D-Lo.
Oh, okay. They were doing a little TikTok to this, right? They had a dance.
Nigga, yeah. Bitch on the biggest. And don't forget the realest. Real money getting nigga.
No, I don't think that was a TikTok song.
I feel like they was doing something to this.
Maybe, but I know the song that went viral for him was TikTok. Like, you're doing that shit on purpose, baby. The pistol wedding is the water purpose, baby.
Yeah, that one too. Mm-hmm. But I guess it all sounds the same. Sheesh.
Okay. So that was 16 seconds. So let's play the Street of West Bank.
How many seconds he got? Oh yeah, that's his song.
Well, on the street of the West Bank is something like days of way back. Niggas are getting jacked. In fact, yo, the brothers are out on the corner. Best believe that. And if you're selling dope,
oh hell yeah.
Don't remember eating that. Okay. Pay him his money, boss man.
Hell yeah.
He gonna need all of that up front. and residuals. The fuck?
We
Be
have
like
a comment saying, "Turn down that music because my software engineer is dancing next to me." I knew she was ratchet. I knew it. Let me
she ratchet. But yeah, that's his shit. Go ahead and pay him. Right?
Yep.
Cut the check.
I wonder what technicality Glorilla won on. Because if they was if she was out here doing the same thing, and I wonder if he's gonna pursue it again, because I know he can according to this article. So well, while we talking about stolen songs and people in court, honey, John Cena. Now this is something I had no idea was going on. John Cena, honey, he's being sued for his intro song. And y'all see I have another all hip hop article. You should see where it says John Cena gets slammed with lawsuit over famous intro music.
He's just getting sued for it?
Yep. Well, John Cena is now grappling with a legal showdown far from the squared circle after being accused of lifting a jazz horn riff from a 1974 recording to create his signature WWE entrance anthem, The Time Is Now. A lawsuit filed by Kim Schofield claims the track's iconic brass hook was built from an unauthorized sample of her late father, Pete Schofield's instrumental version of The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. The suit named Cena, War Wrestling Entertainment, producer Jake One, TKO Group Holdings, and music publisher Pix Russ Music as defendants. In the 32-page complaint, Kim Schofield accuses the group of willful copyright infringement, fraudulent inducement, breach of contract, and unjust enrichment. She alleges that Jake One looped and sampled the horn intro and outro of her father's 1974 track. Sections she says were original compositions unrelated to the Bobby Russell penned song. The lawsuit says WWE began using the beat in 2003, 2 years before any licensing deal existed, and failed to disclose that fact during a later negotiation. In 2017, WWE paid Schofield's estate $50,000 to settle the issue, claiming the track had limited value. At the same time, the company was reportedly in talks to license the song for a Toyota commercial, a deal Schofield says was never disclosed to her. Kim Schofield contends she was misled into signing the settlement while caring for her terminally ill mother and hospitalized husband. She says she only learned the full extent of the samples used after Jake One released a 2021 video explaining how he created the beat. The suit also accuses WWE of breaching the 2017 agreement by releasing a new version of the song Champ Is Here that mimics the original horns with synthesizers. According to the complaint, WWE also failed to credit Pete Schofield or his PS Records label on newer merchandise and DVD releases. In addition to Cena and WWE, the lawsuit targets the estate of Bobby Russell, specifically Pix Russ Music and Cynthia Joe Russell, for collecting royalties on what Schofield alleges is her father's original work. The complaint states they had no creative connection to the sampled material. Schofield is asking the court to void the 2017 settlement, recognize her father as the rightful author of the horn sections, and order the defendants to turn over profits. She is seeking damages of up to $150,000 per infringement, along with legal fees and an injunction to stop further use of the song. Let's see, honey, over some horn riffs, honey. But I guess that answers my Libra Queen's question, like why did it take so long? Because the daughter was the one who woke it up, and it sounds like she was kind of misled to think one thing they use and then try to create another song using synthesizers with the same horn riff to avoid maybe paying her royalties and stuff like that. So yeah, this is wow. Mm-mm. Well, John, does this explain why it took so long for Peacemaker 2 to come out? And on top of that, I mean, it was all right. My thing is, with the first season of Peacemaker being so good, they had us waiting, when I say literal years, what was it? Maybe a good 4 years. 4 years before season 2 came out. So, it's cute. Now I'm underwhelmed. I could have had a V8. So, that's that on that. What I got for y'all next? Oh, y'all, this is so sad. This is really sad. Really, really sad. So, have you all ever heard of the opera singer Jubilant Sykes?
Yeah, I saw that. Mm.
Yeah, this is really sad. Well, I have this TMZ article, and y'all should hear where it says here: Grammy-nominated opera singer stabbed to death inside home.
Good
And
Lord.
yeah, girl, the details are even worse, honey.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday, and I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, Jubilant Sykes, a Grammy-nominated opera singer, was stabbed to death inside his LA home Monday, and his son was arrested in connection with the murder, according to police. Cops say they responded to an assault in progress Monday night at Sykes' Santa Monica home after receiving a 911 call from an unidentified person. When officers arrived, the 911 caller directed them inside the residence where they found Sykes with critical injuries consistent with the stabbing, police said. Sykes later died at the scene. Police said his 31-year-old son, Micah, was present inside the home and arrested in connection with the murder, then booked into the LA County Jail for suspicion of murder. He's being held on a $2 million bail. The Santa Monica Police Department will now turn the case over to LA prosecutors for their review to determine if criminal charges are warranted.
Not his son. Oh.
Yep. Authorities have not yet released the motive. During his illustrious career, Jubilant reportedly performed at some of the most iconic venues across the country, including Carnegie Hall, the Hollywood Bowl, and the Kennedy Center. He was 71 years old, and may he rest in peace. That's so sad.
Yeah. You never know the backstory of why that happened. Like what happens behind closed doors, even between a father and a son. But Jesus.
Mm.
Mm, mm, mm.
Here's up to that family, man. I tell you. Well, some other really sad news and trigger warning to those. So this is going to probably trigger a lot of people who have ever dealt with addiction or know someone who is going through addiction, especially with substance abuse. So Andy Dick, y'all, I'm sure y'all know who he is. He was actually they found him outside and it looked like it was an apparent overdose. So I have this article here from TMZ. And y'all should see where it says here, Andy Dick suffers from apparent overdose. Video shows bystanders trying to revive him. So, we have a comment. This guy seems to have always experienced this. Yeah, girl. Yeah. So it looks like he was out with some friends. One of his friends was live filming, and while he was live filming, he actually saw Andy just over there slumped over, honey. So thank God somebody has some Narcan on him to try to revive him. But let me share my screen so we can watch the video together. It's a quick little clip. Let me.
Is he okay? Andy, are you okay, buddy? Is he okay? Hey. Andy, buddy. Hey, Andy, wake up. What the dude?
I'm gonna call the ambulance.
Call an ambulance right now.
Let me see his nose. Hey, let me see his nose. Give me a Narcan. Right here. Get his head up. You need to set up, please.
Yo, wake him up right now. Wake him up.
Yeah, like I said, and it was really good that they did have some Narcan around. But this article goes on to say, let me find where. It says a rep for the Los Angeles City Fire Department tells TMZ paramedics responded to the location for an overdose involving a 59-year-old man. The reps say the man was not transported to a hospital. Often, when Narcan is administered to an overdosing drug user, they regain consciousness immediately, sometimes refusing medical attention and able to walk away on the spot. And then it says it's no secret Andy's been dealing with substance abuse for years and has had numerous run-ins with the law. The Los Angeles Police Department responded to the scene after receiving the same overdose call. And TMZ spoke to Andy by phone Tuesday night. He tells them that he's alive and relieved he's okay, but he wouldn't elaborate on what happened or what drugs he took. So, well, good to know he's okay. But boy, that is. We have. I think he was on Celebrity Rehab. That show. They Do y'all watch American Dad? Out of curiosity, Libra
I
Queen.
have.
They actually had an Andy Dick episode on there, honey. That shit cracks me up. So every time I see him, because of American Dad, there was a I don't know. I don't know if it was his voice that they used or if they got somebody else to play him. But he was just jumping on the somebody's bed and he was like, "Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy, Andy Dick." Honey, and every time I see him, I just start laughing because of that stupid shit. But again, glad to know he's okay, baby. Addiction is scary. That is scary. Yep. And we have a comment. It's so sad to see these people fighting drug addiction. Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I just have to say, like, because of my proximity to addiction, because of the things that I've seen, will immediately make me not want to even go down that route, honey. Like, I don't care what, honey, you can't even pay me to sniff something, or if it ain't green, it ain't for me. Because I just seen the other side of what it does to people and how it can. And I don't didn't they kind of like prove or they alluded to like addiction possibly being like a family trait at times and stuff. And let me Google that real quick because I remember hearing it. Is addiction a family trait? Oh, they got a pre-selected is addiction a family disease. Let's see. Addiction is a family disease. The effects of addiction are rarely limited to the person with the addiction. Everyone around him or her is affected in some way. Oh, that's what they mean by it's a family disease.
Yeah,
Not.
it affects the family, not necessarily runs in the family.
Let me be specific. Is addiction hereditary? Let's see. Or
It's not
genetic.
direct. It's not directly hereditary, but
No.
you could be more susceptible to becoming an addict if you have a family history of it. If that makes sense.
Right.
See, and that's why I didn't even want to go down that route, honey. Mm-mm.
That's what happens.
Okay. Well, thanks. See, this is why I live for y'all. Thank y'all. And we have a great comment. Somebody put the National Drug Addiction Hotline number, which can be reached at 1-844-289-0897. So again, the National Drug Addiction Hotline can be reached at 1-844-289-0897. All right. Well, that is that on that, honey. Did y'all watch The Office?
No.
You didn't? Okay. Did anybody here watch The Office? Well, I actually didn't watch either, but I do know like some of the characters from it because people talk about it. People live by the show, and they talk about it so damn much. Well,
I know
this
some of
ne-
the memes and the
the
people.
exactly some of the memes and some of the people. Well, if I say Gabe Lewis, Gabe from The Office, do you know who that is?
I don't know those people's names. Show me a
Okay.
picture. I'm a
Well,
visual learner. I'm a visual person. I don't want to know people names.
Well, not only do I have a picture, honey, I got a video because this what we're going to talk about is actually not about The Office. This guy, he's just from The Office. What we're going to talk about is how Quentin Tarantino, he actually made some comments
Oh, about
about
him.
like about actors and
Who he don't want to, or he won't hire, some shit like that.
exactly
Okay, so I think I know who you're talking about. Oh wait, no, this is not the guy. Never mind. It's
Well,
not.
you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Quentin Tarantino torched by Office star Zach Woods over actor critiques, and Zach Woods is who plays Gabe Lewis on The Office.
Oh, interesting.
But Quentin Tarantino, it says here, Quentin Tarantino gave his ruthless opinion recently on some fan favorite actors, including Paul Dano and Matthew Lillard, essentially saying they ruin any project in which they're cast. And it says fans and fellow actors have been vocal that Tarantino's take is both wrong and just plain mean spirited. But Zach kicked it up to a whole nother level, and baby, did he. When I tell you, this is another example of a heterosexual man reading, honey. Because when I tell you he read Quentin Tarantino for filth, honey, y'all got to see it. So let me share my screen, child. He read that man for filth. see. All right.
Last week, I said some very harsh words about Quentin Tarantino, and after talking to my agent, I realized I owe you an apology, Mr. Tarantino. I'm literally just a nobody, and you're one of the masters of ripping off Asian directors. You rip off everyone from Hong Kong or tours to Bill Maher's barber, and you look weird as. And that's coming from a guy who looks like a bird had sex with another more tired bird. No one wants to see you in your own movies. The only movie I want to see you in is ring camera footage of you having a stroke in your own home. And when I say having a stroke, I don't mean masturbating to one of your own Blu-ray commentaries. You are so enamored by the sound of your own voice, you probably would one of your own opinions if you could. And by I mean on its feet, obviously. I knew that you were a dingus, but I didn't know that you were a legitimate statutory rape apologist. Listen to this clip.
He didn't rape a 13-year-old. It was statutory rape. Yeah, all right. Well, that's not quite the same thing. All right? Come on.
Enough said. Quentin, you are the Megyn Kelly of guys who look like a turtle.
Wow.
Baby, he read that man for blood.
For Phil. He said he want to see him on a ring camera having a stroke. That's the only footage he... Oh, my God.
He said you look weird as fuck, and this is coming from a guy who looks like a bird who had sex
Yo.
with another bird. A tired
Oh,
bird.
yeah. You ain't tell no lies there. Wow.
That thing had me cracking up, honey.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, I got 3 more stories left.
The 3-story mark.
Yes, honey. Now, this next one, honey, I was like, oh, let's get into some Detroit business, honey. You know, I say all the time, honey, when it comes to Detroit has some fine-ass niggas. I don't know if it's in that water or that Detroit-style pizza that they be eating, but Detroit be having some fine-ass niggas. And if you look at like a...
Why you saying niggas so hard like that?
Because I need y'all to understand them knuckles be fine. Detroit have fine ass knuckles, honey. But if y'all see a movie like a Tubi, well, y'all don't be watching Tubi like I watch Tubi. But if you happen to stumble across a Tubi movie that has a whole bunch of fine ass knuckles in it, honey, you can bet your bottom dollar that shit was filmed in Detroit. Because it's just something about. But anyway, Sada Baby, I know good and well y'all don't know who he is, so I'm not even gonna ask y'all out of curiosity. But Sada Baby, he had a few things to say about Eminem, which I found very interesting. So I have this link here from All Hip Hop, and y'all should see where it says Sada Baby sparks debate over Eminem's Detroit credibility. Oh, I see this bitch in the comments picking on the way I say office, talking about the office. Shut up, ho. Anyway, so back to Sada Baby. Sada Baby put Eminem back in the center of Detroit's long-running conversation about whom the rap legend has and has not lifted, firing off blunt commentary that cut straight to the divide between mainstream acclaim and hometown expectations. The Detroit rapper laid out his position without hesitation, saying Eminem's legacy is undeniable on paper, but complicated on the ground where he and other local artists built their careers. He's the biggest white rapper ever. Damn near the biggest rapper ever. If you do a non-biased poll off of his numbers and the shit that he's done, that he done did, he said framing M charts dominance as a simple fact. Basada then shifted to the tension that has long hovered in the pockets of the city's rap scene. He argued that praise for Eminem doesn't flow naturally through Detroit's neighborhoods because artists who look like him never felt directly connected to Slim Shady's rise. You don't hear everybody that comes out of Detroit screaming Eminem or praising Eminem unless it's Big Sean. Because unless it's Big Sean, he ain't did shit with nobody that got the same skin color as us, he said. Sada pointed to Baby Tron's collaboration with Eminem as a win for up-and-coming artists, but not a moment that has moved Detroit street conversation. Like, shout out to Tron. He got a song with Eminem. That's a win for all young artists, period, you feel me? But Tron also ain't from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he from Michigan, but he ain't from none of these sides where it'll move the needle in the streets. He stressed that the criticism isn't rooted in hostility. We the streets, so until he double back and do that, it ain't gonna be too much celebration for Eminem going on in the hood. Sada said, making it clear the disconnect is about access, not anger. We ain't just sitting up talking bad about Eminem, you feel me? We don't got a problem with him. For Sada, the gap is cultural and historical. Where people think that inner Detroit artists got a problem with Eminem is that a lot of us wouldn't say he's our favorite rapper because we really don't resonate with him. He said he credited the late Proof as the rare bridge who actually spent time in the neighborhoods. Proof because Proof used to spend time over here. Proof actually died over here. Besides Proof, we really don't got no ties to him. He closed by grounding the issue in proximity and presence, noting how other local figures maintain ties Eminem's never forged. We got ties to Trick Trick. Anyway, we got ties to that man and know him because that man actually be around here. Eminem never reached back and grabbed a nigga that looked like us for anything. No type of music, no nothing. And ain't nobody saying he got to, ain't nobody saying he should have. The conversation lands as Detroit's new generation continues redefining its identity outside Eminem's global shadow. So yeah, I actually found this to be very interesting. In fact, isn't Eminem from Flint or is he from Detroit? Let me see. Eminem, hometown. It says he's born in St. Joseph, Missouri. So is that? Child, don't give me the line. Don't give me the line, child. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
Biggest rapper ever, please. Also, again, this is where the whole gatekeeping aspect and letting people who come into the culture and let them get in bigger than the fucking program happens, because you're complaining now, but y'all allowed that shit to happen. For him to come in, get success off of our culture, and then again, not reach back and help the other up and coming rappers, up and coming artists, up and coming whoever in the music is locally, especially locally, right? Because of course we know he fucked with Curtis Cent, right? 50 pennies. But outside of that, like there's no other major people that we know of, right? But again, that is a your community problem for allowing that shit to go down the way it went down. Just saying. But saying that he's probably the number one rapper, please. The disrespect is crazy. It's loud and abrasive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He could have just left it that he's the number one white rapper, and then even still, I don't even think that would be accurate. So
that wasn't necessary. The disrespect is crazy. But yeah. Oh, we don't know him. We don't connect with him. Of course you don't connect with him because he wasn't he's not of your cult. He's not a part of your clique. He stepped in and was like, damn, I got mama issues and I got something to say real quick.
Yeah, when I tell you, when they mentioned Trick in this fucking article, I said, "Oh, girl, please!" And I forgot it was because I wasn't even gonna say his fucking name. When I tell you, don't tell me, don't come to me with nothing about no fucking Trick, honey. I don't want to hear it. Fuck that homophobe. Good, and keep it that way. Fuck that homophobic bastard, honey. That's another one that can be caught on somebody's ring camera having a heart attack if you really want to wake it up. So yeah, if you know Detroit niggas, honey, y'all fine, honey, but y'all need to kind of reassess who y'all leaders might be, honey. If you got people like Trick coming to the streets and trying to give y'all advice, that's the last motherfucker y'all need to be taking advice from.
Is he a battle rapper?
No. Is he a battle rapper? I don't know. I know. Look, does he even look? I'm like Mariah Carey. I thought she sang or rapped or whatever. I don't use him. No, the stuff that he has said about the gay and the trans community, baby, he can burn in hell. Fuck him. So, that's that on that. Let's see. Our last two stories are about Moons Bay, honey, Jay-Z.
Okay, Sean Carter. What we got?
With this first one, so that lady and his alleged son. You remember his alleged son and that godmama. Remember we talked about them before.
Oh, release us, Lord Jesus. Release us.
Honey,
I'm tired.
Honey, look, she tired too, honey, because and her finances are, because now she's saying that she driven to bankruptcy. And y'all should see I just shared this link from All Hip Hop, which is an exclusive. Godmother of the man who thinks he's Jay-Z's son driven into bankruptcy.
It sounds like a personal problem on her end, because why would you do that? You a big grown adult, ma'am.
Well, Lily Coley accused the New Jersey Attorney General of distorting court records in a high stakes federal filing as she continues to fight the legal aftermath of her godson's failed paternity test against Jay-Z, a battle she says has driven her into bankruptcy. The legal saga dates back more than a decade when Ramir Satterthwaite and his mother tried bringing a paternity claim against Jay-Z in New Jersey, with Coley serving as her godson's legal representative. The case was tossed in 2011 and reaffirmed in 2012 due to jurisdictional issues. Despite that, Coley continued to pursue the matter through civil filings and public pleas, becoming the public face of the effort after courts refused to compel a DNA test from the hip hop mogul. In new court documents, Coley requested reconsideration of a prior ruling alleging that the state's top legal office misrepresented material facts in the long-running dispute involving her and Satterway. She argued the misstatements have already affected the outcome of her federal case. Let's see. She wrote that the Attorney General's recent assertion that New Jersey's family court didn't have jurisdiction over the original paternity case is demonstrably and provably false, pointing to multiple court orders from 2012 that dismissed the case for lack of jurisdiction. Coley is now begging a judge to revisit the issue, saying the state's filing is a material misrepresentation made in a federal appellate court, directly conflicting with the actual state court record. She claims that this new evidence justifies reopening the matter because it directly affects her request for an injunction that the defense's reliance on the family's court's jurisdiction is based on a false premise. Jay-Z has never acknowledged paternity and has consistently denied the claim. The courts ultimately shut the door on further litigation, leaving Coley to deal with the financial and legal fallout. In her latest filing, Coley said liens she was slapped with by the state and Jay-Z's lawyers forced her into bankruptcy. She described the liens as fraudulent and stated that she is currently pursuing an adversary proceeding in bankruptcy court to enjoin enforcement. Bankruptcy jurisdiction supersedes state court enforcement attempts, she said. Let me read that sentence again. Bankruptcy jurisdiction supersedes state court enforcement attempts, she said. Coley noted that Jay-Z has not filed an opposition and no ruling has yet been set.
This sounds all like a mess of her own making. She better be glad that Jay-Z is not trying to get legal fees in return. It's still like you allowed your young adult godson in his delusion. You supporting him in his delusion and going broke. Baby, get off the ground. Please. Hurry up.
Yes,
I don't want to hear
I
nothing
concur
else.
with Quinn. Yes.
It's a personal
Oh
fucking
well.
problem. We don't care. If you go to bankruptcy, baby, bankrupt. Bye. Good luck. See you in 7 years.
Well, that's that on that, honey. Well, our last story, which is still about Jay-Z, because you notice how the end of that last article said that he hasn't responded, he hasn't filed any counterclaims. And remember, even the last thing said that one of the things just kind of expired because Jay-Z, I think Ramir could have been in a position to pay Jay-Z's legal fees, but Jay-Z just kind of ignored it and
Right,
just
because
let
they
it rock.
broke already.
Right. So
They
he
ain't
just
got no
got
money.
so remember I said on the show that I was like, oh, maybe he is his father for real, and he was just trying to do the fatherly thing. But I was like, okay, I'm just trying to look out for you in the most quiet way I can. Let me stop. But no, I think the real thing is because he's actually making big money moves and big international money moves over in Korea.
Correct. You
Yep.
know, he said, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm inclined to think that's what's going on. Cause y'all see, I just shared here by way of vibe. You see where it says Jay-Z's Marcy Penn Capital Partners targets $500 million in funding with Korean conglomerate. So big money, 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 honey. Marcy Capital's Partners is making a decisive global play with the announcement of a $500 million partnership with Hanwha Group, one of South Korea's most powerful conglomerates, to invest directly in Korean culture and the industry it fuels. According to the Financial Times, the initiative was unveiled at Abu Dhabi Finance Week and will be executed in collaboration with Hanwha Asset Management, the financial division of Hanwha Group, and supervised by Marcy Penn Asia, the majority owned Seoul based unit positioned to guide the effort on the ground. South Korea is a cultural nexus of Asia, influencing global trends in beauty, content, food, entertainment, and lifestyle, making it the ideal gateway for our partnership with Hanwha. Robbie Robinson, managing partner and chief executive of Marcy Penn, said in a statement. Marcy Penn formed in 2014 through the merger of Jay-Z's Marcy Venture Partners and Robinson's Pendulum Holdings, has already built a strong reputation for investments across lifestyle, fashion, and food, which the Hanwha Group has praised. Partnering with Hanwha in an effort to raise $500 million in capital marks a natural extension of its strategy, particularly as Korean cultural exports redefine global entertainment and consumer markets. K-pop giants such as BTS, Blackpink, and Stray Kids continue to dominate Western charts, while the survival thriller Squid Games shattered streaming records and set new standards for international storytelling. These milestones highlight the fertile landscape Marcy Penn aims to support and benefit from through targeted capital and strategic guidance. There is an opportunity for the global expansion of Korean companies, said Jong-ho James Kim, chief executive of Hanwha Asset Management. Usually, Korean companies use their own capital or corporate funds, but if there is a third-party assistance, then our growth potential will be greater. With the leadership from Jay-Z, Jay Brown, Larry Marcus, Dorita Robinson, and Robbie Robinson, Marcy Penn is positioning itself as a major bridge between Seoul and international markets. The potential $500 million fund signals a bold commitment to uplift Korean innovators, accelerate cross-border opportunities, and further cement Korean culture as one of the world's most influential creative forces. All right, sounds great. Yeah, good for him. Go ahead, Libra Queen.
I love when we go back and go get our shit. Go make some money off of our shit because they've been making the money off of our shit for too long. That whole K-pop thing, baby, go get it back. Thanks. And why? And because they balling over there, yes, let's go get some of their coins. Let's exploit them back. Appreciate it. A tit for motherfucking tat. I love to see it.
A mess. A mess, honey. Gorgeous Moon, you got something to add? Because I know it's your man.
No, nothing to add to that.
That was pretty much it is what it is, honey. Yeah, money moves. Good, congratulations. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. I'm trying to because I don't want to sound like a
hater.
A hater.
Go ahead.
Sound like a Derek Downer, if you will. But Jay-Z has a history of gentrification, a history of I don't want to say colonization because he's not a white man and stuff but it's just kind of he does have a just kind of like what he tried to do with that casino, him and Missy did for him, and allegedly, and it's just like remember how when we
what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Korean, some of the Korean culture literally was stolen from Black people in regards to K-pop. So he's going to collect his things and collect some coins. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. This is the one I'm not mad at. But others say I'm just saying, there's a pattern. So
I mean,
I think what he's
learning.
I think what he's trying to say is shitty people can do good things too.
I mean, yeah, that too. But also he's learning. He's a billionaire for a reason. You know what I'm saying? He learned from other billionaires who don't look like him. So,
And what did he learn? How to exploit people.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Allegedly. What'd you say, Cup? Sorry.
All money and good money.
That part. And we have a comment in the chat: K-pop culture must credit the black culture. Then we says capitalism, baby. Yes, indeed. Well,
global capitalism.
Okay. Yeah. Congratulations, I guess. Like, look, these are problems I ain't gonna never have to worry about, honey. You ain't gonna never have to worry about me having to send nobody $500 million fund nowhere. Well, let me knock on wood. Who knows what happened? I never thought I would have a giveaway while I'm giving bitches $100 a week for. So who knows what could happen? But I'm just saying, good for him, I guess. But
let me hold
got mine on
$5.
you. No. I ain't let you hold nothing.
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta get your interest just like everybody else. We are a fair show over here. I ain't giving you no special treatment.
This was me to Rich Ass Derek.
Rich Ass Derek,
not the show.
Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, I wanted to ask you all: did anybody have any tea that they want to share, or any tea that I might have missed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Well, before you.
sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say because I saw some tea in the chat, and it says some industry tea says on this Netflix versus Paramount, on the acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO ghosts Paramount CEO. It says the shock move on December 5th, Netflix stunned by Hollywood about announcing an $87.2 billion deal to acquire Warner Brothers and HBO Max. That will make Netflix not just a streamer, but a full-blown studio owner. Ellison's counterattack: David Ellison of Paramount Skydance, frustrated by the process, launched a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery at $30 a share, valuing it at $108.4 billion. He insists his offer is superior in every dimension. This is shaping up as Hollywood's biggest corporate brawl in decades. Netflix flexing its streaming muscle, Paramount fighting for legacy studio clout, and Trump adding unpredictable spice. The outcome could redefine how movies are made, shown, and streamed. Right. Remember, I said from the beginning, honey, when I was like, nothing good will come of this. Nothing good will come of it.
Why not?
What do you mean? Because Netflix is going to owe everything that we have entertainment wise eventually, if you let them.
And to think they started off as dollar DVDs, crazy.
And you see what they model is like, right? You see how they like to do things. They like to have things set at one price and then all of a sudden, like similar to YouTube TV, right? Now, trust me, we as consumers, we get that sometimes prices have to raise. But when you raise them shits like 80 some odd percent, 50 some odd percent, like that shit is crazy. So, and Netflix is known for doing shit like that. And no, it's they do not need to be. They don't need to have the power to control each and everything that we're watching. I don't like it.
They got the power.
We'll just go back to our cable days where we have
they gonna own it too.
2 or 3 big cable companies or 2 or 3 big streaming companies. We pay about $120 and we call it a day.
I ain't finna do that either. Sorry.
I'm telling you, there's only going to be one, and it's going to cost
using all the streaming services.
I don't. I pay T-Mobile. That's who I pay.
I know that's right.
And I get the rest of them services for free.
Thanks. I think if I look across all my streamings, I'm probably near over cable prices.
And then on top of that, the ones that I quote unquote do pay for, Amex give me that money back. Appreciate you.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but I'm telling you from my pockets, I'm not paying for it. Please.
You're right.
Exactly. I learned some of the rules that the wealthy have, baby. Get somebody else to do it. What's I gonna say? Apparently, your man Curtis Cent posted a caricature of 50, or not 50 of Jay-Z. Somebody said, "Hey, he better watch out because, Beyonce don't play about her man. She'll come jump across that table, jump across the fucking counter, wherever the hell she was when he told that story that she tried to jump him."
Mm-hmm.
And also TMZ just reported that Jimmy Neutron star Jeff Garcia died. It's kind of sad.
No. Aww.
Who did Amazon? What studio did Amazon buy a couple years ago?
I don't fucking know. I don't be paying attention. This is that's Happy's lane. Happy didn't even give a master class.
She dropped it. But I didn't hear as much noise about that one.
MGM, the Goldman. Wait, is it? Wait, what is it? It's Goldman. No, it's not Goldman, is it? What's the name? It's 3 last names. Who is it? The G is Goldman.
Yeah,
No.
Gold. God, shit. Don't get me wrong. I know the scandal guy, President.
Yeah,
Fitz.
that's what I was trying to say. Tony Gold. Shit, I don't fucking know. But he owed money.
Metro Goldman Mayer.
Whatever.
Okay, thank you.
Sound good. But he owed money. He just worked for fun.
I know that's right, and does a great job of it, honey, because he played the fuck, honey. The hell with us. Oh, a Scandal is good, but honey, what he did in Ghost, he played the slimiest,
Hell,
slimiest
what?
honey.
This is how. One, thank God that he has grown into his face and he has grown into his looks, because I didn't even realize that was him in Ghost until someone mentioned it a well after I was watching Scandal, and I was like, that show is the same person. But yeah.
I've been rewatching Scandal, and Fitz is a straight up bitch. Period. All day long, every day.
He is.
He whined that entire show.
I mean, he was the president, so I mean, a white man. You know, I don't know.
Cry.
A Republican at that.
Also, I have the other tea I have is that Beyonce is returning to the Met Gala. Beyonce is returning to the Met. She's gonna be the co-chair for next year. It's gonna be 10 years since the last time she was there, and then the epic, fight or whatever. But yeah, shout out to Beyonce. But I'll say Giselle. Yes, I'm ready.
I can't wait to see what she'll be wearing.
Oh, you know she gonna set it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm ready for the looks to happen.
I'm just waiting for the day Anna Wintour disappears.
Why?
Because
you know why?
She's not gonna disappear no time soon. You know they're gonna have The Devil Wears Prada 2 come out this summer, and so they're doing a whole lot of promo about that. So her story gonna live on for a little bit.
We can use Jacqueline. Where's Jacqueline? Look, Libra Queen, did you get my note? Baby, that's my favorite part of the
I wonder if her next album is about to come out.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, Beyonce. But I'll say Act 3, we already know it's gonna be rock. Girl, just give it to a child. Just give it to her.
In coordination with the Met Gala.
Yeah.
I just need her to give it to us so I can be prepared, because me and my crew, we have already decided we going on tour when she go on tour. We've already decided our destinations of where we're going to go see her on tour. So let's collect our coins together.
I have to wait a year or two because them last set of tickets.
They hurt your pocket like that? I know you fucking lying.
Hurt is relative, but I felt that one.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Talk about me, Rich. Talk about they didn't gonna say hurt is relative. Honey, I told you to be doing the signs. Y'all be paying attention. Hot mess. Well, thank you for those pieces of tea, Libra Queen. Anybody else got? I was looking at this chat. It says "fuck Fitzgerald Grant," not Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald Grant. I love it.
Thank you.
Then we have union theater owners and watchdogs are worried. They fear Netflix's dominance could hurt cinemas since Netflix favors streaming over wide theatrical releases. Yes, that and a whole bunch of other things, honey. We've seen how Netflix gets down, and they like to take over, and nothing good will come of this. I'm telling you.
Cool. There's another organization. Maybe it's Paramount. I think it may be Paramount who's like trying to shorten their cycling of putting movies into theater in favor of putting them to streaming services as well, which I thought was very interesting because some movies just do very well in theater and people want to see it. And I think that's one of the reasons why Sinners did as well as it did, because there were so many ways that you could see it on film. And what's his name? The director.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, the way that Ryan really was pitching his shit, because he was breaking down the film and how it works and what it looks like on different film. Because of that breakdown, that was the ingenious marketing, because so many people went to go see it as many times as they could on different screens because of that. So I just think that I think they should just calm it down on streaming, because that's one of the reasons why we can't have nice things anyway right now. Because everybody's so addicted to, I want it instantly, and I want the whole season, and I want all the episodes and all the things. And, we're just too hungry. Like, relax, That's why it's costing too much.
Paramount's aren't they in talks of losing their golden goose? What the hell is that man's name? Who did Yellowstone?
Oh, you talking about Kevin Costner?
No, the writer.
Oh, the writer. Oh shit, I can't think of his name.
Googling now. Let's see.
Thank you, because
Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, he runs like half the shows on Paramount right now. At least the content that they're in-house content right now. He had the Yellowstone franchise.
But they're supposed to be doing a they're supposed to be doing a spinoff.
Landman. No, I'm saying he did all the prequels. He did Landman. He did Lioness. He did the Sylvester Stallone one.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be on the hook for a spinoff of Yellowstone.
Let's see.
That delves into the daughter's story. So it was supposed to be initially. It was supposed to be the 3-6 or triple whatever the fuck 3-6s, the Texas ranch. It was supposed to initially be that. That was the rumor, and then now it's supposed to be the daughter's story with I forgot her husband's name. So and that has been like spinning up. They've been advertising that for a while. That it's in the works. It's being written or going to be being filmed soon. So
who's on a straight run in with their content and has deep pockets? Ooh. Fucking Apple is killing it. Like,
hello, but here's the thing though. Apple has deep pockets and Apple has amazing content, but Apple don't advertise shit. Apple is really getting by word of mouth. For real.
I think they can do that, particularly because they do advertise on their own platform. Like every time I turn on my Apple TV, I'm inundated with F1 shit from 6 months ago.
Yeah, but their original content, chef's kiss. Everything that I've seen, chef's kiss. Even the things that I haven't seen, is good. There's some things I'm just not gonna watch because I have no interest in it, but it just cinematically looks good. So yeah, but they can do that, and it's quiet. It's more so of a quiet as it's kept, and if you know kind of situation. I just need people not to get too hip, because if they start trying to charge $5 million, I'm gonna have to cut somebody out.
Well, they won't, honey, because look at this piece of tea that they just put in the chat. So it says some tea is that Apple TV Plus is the stepchild of Apple Corporation. So the corp is actually waiting for Apple TV Plus to bring in real revenue. And Quinn, that may answer like why we haven't really seen much. So it sounds like they don't give a shit about it. They just wait for the shit, like putting it out of, hey, do what it do what y'all do, and come back to me when you got some real money to talk about.
It'd be interesting to see.
But they give it away a lot. I'll tell you that. Like all of the I wouldn't say all of them, but a lot of the telecom companies give it away as a service, like as an add-on service. So they like that's how I got it. I don't pay for it directly. I get it through T-Mobile. They're about to go up on the price, and I think there might be a price increase because of that. But I don't pay for it. T-Mobile pays for it, and
It
I think
should.
Verizon or who was the other? Verizon or AT&T also did it as well.
Yeah, AT&T does it. Because I haven't paid for Apple Music in a long time. Well, not directly, anyways. I think it'll be interesting to see once we see a different CEO outside of Tim Cook, whether they are as cutthroat about make revenue or we're gonna or
I
see
thought Tim was leaving. I thought I
Yeah,
read that.
we've heard rumors, but there's no clear succession plan at this point.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Tim is a you make money or you got to go type of person. And
right.
we'll
Which is
see,
is a problem. That's part
we'll
of the
see if the
problem.
next one is like that. Word on the street is it's Jeff Williams, but with the streets be wrong sometimes.
If they want to make some real money, they need to call the Chaotic Cup.
Nah,
he gonna run a strict program hunt over there. Go ahead and knock them motherfuckers in the shape, Cup.
I would take an Apple job for sure.
Mm.
How rich is Tim Cook these days? Although
Ultra rich.
the CEO job at Apple seems less fun these days. It seems like you're more a politician having to deal with
Kissing somebody's ass.
kissing
I
his
wouldn't even
ass,
want to be.
working with China.
Yep. Trying to keep your business going in spite of all the political bullshit around.
Despite what people think, I still have a little bit of a heart down there, like the Grinch. So I don't know if I could.
But the thing is
I don't know if I could deal with some of the
Yeah.
choices they have to make.
the crazy thing is, I know you guys were talking about Paramount and all that. I mean, but everybody, because we have this guy, where he is and the regulations that they turned down, everybody's running around to try and become a monopoly while there's still no regulations, because they know as soon as the other party gets in, there will be restrictions to that. And so that's why you have all this foolery going on. But yeah, all of our media, all the movies and stuff, it ain't even we're gonna make Rush Hour 4 because makes them unhappy, and that's what our entertainment will be. It ain't
Yeah,
gonna be no free thought.
I don't foresee any monopoly busting, even under a different regime.
Well, before they would have just told them no. There wouldn't have been no monopoly busting. They would have said no, you can't.
That
Yeah,
one I'll argue down.
well, you can, but the last chair who was under Biden, she wouldn't allow that monopoly situation for
Lena
with
Khan,
Netflix.
she talked a good game, but look at some of the acquisitions that happened during that time. They weren't particularly busting up monopolies and or stopping them.
Busting them up, probably not, but maybe not stopping them completely, but slowing it down. Maybe I don't. I saw there was issues with it.
Look at the watered down verdict for Google.
What in the Chrome part?
Their entire antitrust last hit. It's mostly laughable.
I don't know.
I think we have bigger concerns as a country.
I mean, all of the concerns. All of them are big at this point, in my opinion. I mean, meanwhile, companies are becoming monopolies, and then the consumers, the people that lose. Like, what? Who do I hear in the background?
That might be the police.
The po. But yeah, no. I mean, honestly, I believe that this non-regulation, it's not to our benefit. I don't I don't care what people say. It's to get other people rich, and especially the evildoers who have bought up all kind of stuff. Like, who wants the Saudis and Jared Kushner and whoever else running Warner Brothers and everything else? I'm gonna make it political around here. Sorry, my bad. Y'all forgive me.
It was wild when they were in town a few weeks ago.
Who?
Saudi was in town a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Well, it was tight around there.
DC has been weird for the last
since
his ass showed up. But yeah, I was in Georgetown, and their embassy is over in Georgetown, and yeah, it was a little crazy over there.
Well, I guess.
Not to mention, Cheeto Man was like, let me not say that way. Yeah, on the public line. But he was like, why would y'all say
Auntie, you
something
better
about
wrangle us
Chicago?
back in.
Say that again?
Oh, please.
You
I'm
better
going to
wrangle
ask
us
if
back
y'all had any
in.
more tea. This is tea, honey.
Look here. Everybody say, I don't know. In my mind, right now, everything they doing is gonna be affecting us. I don't care how big or how small. It's all fucked up. It's just a matter of time where it'll actually touch you. So, I don't know.
It's touching now.
God bless.
Shit is expensive.
Right. So it could be this or that. I don't want my TV run by Saudis and Jared Kushner and the APAC bunch and the rich MAGA elite. I don't want that. I don't want that. But what can we do?
Did that close? No, change it there.
What can we do? We need to start having strict rules again. That's what the hell we need.
That's cute.
I don't know. Some of y'all need some strict ass rules. That's what I believe. I need to be strict around here, and not in the racist MAGA way either.
Yeah, we could use a Congress with a backbone.
Yeah,
a Supreme Court with a backbone.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, with that being said,
actual
coming
lawmaking.
that part, to find out that Justice Roberts really has been pushing this presidential unitarian
executive power.
Since the 80s, since he was on the scene. Like, oh hell. No wonder this shit is going through like butter. This is what he built. Boy, let me tell you, the one things the Republicans do have is they've been running this long game so long.
They don't lose, baby. Not the war.
I mean, the long game. They have not played. When everybody thought shit was sweet, they've been plotting and planning the whole time. And the rest of these fools wasn't doing nothing.
Y'all got y'all little presidency, but we're gonna lock up every state house in America.
And the Democrats make it hard for me to defend y'all, but Lord, y'all was pussyfooting so goddamn long. Y'all look stupid doing these damn politics and bullshit. Trying to do what is it? Trying to be the moral right hand when people in the mud throwing mud in your face. Please. Never mind. Let me just get off my horse. It's pissing me off again. I can't believe we wake up every day and a fucking dunce is president. And it ain't alleged. It's the truth. He falls asleep in the office.
I could believe it because this fucker showed us who he was back in 2016, honey, after that first time. And I was like, oh, honey. Now, the one I can't believe is them. I was like, oh, y'all want it again? Even though,
Okay, the
there's some.
farmers. I said, ooh, the farmers got fucked the first go around, and you so damn racist that you shot yourself in your own nose despite your face, dummies.
Now, even though there has been evidence that suggested that the election was stolen, which I
It
certainly
was,
believe,
and it was stolen too.
I certainly believe it happened. However, there was still a large number of people, a large number of white people, a large number of Spanish men, Latin men who voted for that motherfucker. So,
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, that shit. I wake up mad about that shit every day. Like, wow, I'm out here smarter than the president. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy work.
yeah.
I want my president to have an Ivy League college background. I need him to be smart, smart.
Well, he does technically, but
No, don't you give me no well technically bullshit.
he
I
went
mean
to Penn.
somebody that
Penn is an
actually practiced law or some
Ivy.
shit. Don't give me no well.
He
No.
went to Penn. It's an Ivy.
He
Get out
did,
of
but he didn't
here.
pass. He got pushed through. He was the first ever, no child left behind. They
How
just
much he
pushed his ass
paid?
through.
How much he paid for that? Come on, man.
Man, he ain't. He don't even know how to. I'm sure he can't even read. Like for real, for real.
Dumb people go to Ivies too. We want better.
No, they
We
dumb
already
people
know.
now in Ivy Leagues right now. But I mean real Ivy League, went to school, became lawyers, and real professionals that
The
really
leader
study
of
their craft.
student groups and,
Yeah,
made some moves while he was at Penn, not just
yeah.
went to Penn.
You know what I'm saying?
A
I need
lot of
somebody
people
smarter
went to
than me.
Penn.
Yeah. Shoot. I can't, me going through, I'm smarter than the damn president. I'm sorry. The presidency should not be that easy.
Agreed. Now, here's
I
the
mean,
piece of
he
tea
ain't
that
even
Happy shared in the chat about Michael Jordan.
like
And
basketball Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
uh
that was a very interesting uh, lawsuit
yeah,
What
here it
was the
is here.
lawsuit?
It
against
says
NASCAR.
Michael Jordan's antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR has revealed stunning financial details. So it says Michael Jordan has invested $40 million in 23 is it 2311 racing. 75% of NASCAR teams lose money, and Front Row Motorsports has lost $100 million. So they have a newsletter from Substack.
They did
Wow.
a they did a breakdown of what it cost the NASCAR team to function, and they are running at a loss. And from my understanding, they're running at a loss because they have to give up so much of their like Happy said, they're running like an HOA where you're giving up most of your money to just TV rights and things like that to the actual NASCAR. So it makes it really hard for smaller independent teams to exist.
Auntie, I just tagged you in some Diddy news.
Oh
Oh,
no, Quinn, why would you do that?
so I guess so we won't have to talk about it tomorrow. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking at it now.
What is playback TV?
Oh, okay. So it says Clayton Howard addresses people online saying it doesn't make sense for him to sue Diddy and Cassie because he was a male escort paid for his services. Oh.
Exactly. What he gonna sue for? He got
No,
paid
no,
for
no,
his
no, no.
services.
He's saying he's addressing the people who saying that he
No,
shouldn't
no, no.
sue.
Did I say that? Who gonna sue? I meant like, why would he sue them? He got paid for his services. Like,
But he's combating that. He's saying why he is suing.
oh, he
It's a
is suing them.
yeah. It's a 10-minute little spiel, but
Oh, well, that
he's addressing the people online saying why is he suing when he was ML escort and got paid for his services. It's
oh,
he's explaining why.
Who is this?
well, Auntie, tell us why, because I'm confused. Like, why are you? What? Because they drug your name out there. Now you've been known as a prostitute. Like, I'm confused. What you suing for?
Who is
Well, no,
this?
it's a 10. His name is Clayton Howard, and it's a
Oh,
10-minute video. So I'm gonna watch it at a later time.
Oh, it's a
But
10 minute. Oh, sweet Jesus.
yeah, I would imagine because for those who've seen the documentary, he does say some things in there saying that he alleges that he was drugged. And at one night of the freak off, he was paid to do one thing, but he wasn't paid to be drugged and then waking up with no memory of the night before. So that's what I think. But this is me with knowledge of what I've seen from the documentary. I haven't watched him say why yet, but I will watch because I'm very interested to see what he has to say. And I'm also interested. I want to see a picture of the. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna.
We already you. Not you trying to censor yourself when we know exactly what you say you want to see a picture of. We already know. The nerve.
Because I know this is such a serious topic, so I just don't want to, reduce it to that. But I do want to see the material. Like I want to see like what did his money pay for.
You got a problem.
Thank you. Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Look, and then this bitch in the chat talking about some hell yeah. Don't agree with it. When you're gonna agree with a straight man when it comes to me? How dare you? That hurt, Tammy. I thought we were a community.
Oh yeah, Cabby. Someone also pointed that out about
reducing me down to that is crazy.
the TMZ guy, the guy who runs TMZ, made a whole little clip about the fact that Diddy's lawyer is upset that he had that recording.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Harvey Levin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Harvey.
Yep.
I guess.
Live it, honey.
He's like, he's the reason why you got off the hook for all the shit that you would, because it was going bad for you, and you gonna record him? The fuck?
Well, I mean, it was for the documentary, but who knew that 50 was gonna purchase it and use it for nefarious reasons?
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Here's it's still Diddy's fault because Diddy should have paid that videographer. If you pay somebody for a fucking job,
well, he probably did. Did he pay him? Or did he claim Diddy never paid him?
So the rumor is that the only way that Diddy could have gotten that, or not Diddy, Curtis Sent could have gotten that film is the hypothetical is that Diddy did not pay the videographer, so therefore the videographer still owned the material, and so when 50 Cent found out about it, he paid for it.
I feel like Diddy's not a person known to not pay people. I mean, well, yes, he is. Let me retract it. He don't pay his artists. That's very. He definitely is known to keeping people's shit. But I wholeheartedly think Buddy was double dipping. I think he got paid. And 50 came with some, and why not? What puppy gonna do? He ain't kill.
No. I think in this case, I think he didn't get paid because of the fact that like he was still recording. So I guarantee you he was like, yeah, he wants me to do all this stuff. It's maybe contingency, maybe because his whole legal thing happened and it just got dropped through the cracks or whatever. But I absolutely believe that.
Well, then why would he not reach out to the thing, say, hey, they trying to buy this thing, y'all better pay me, so da-da-da-da-da-da.
He's not obligated to. And I guarantee you 50 was like, yo, I don't care what they paying you, I'll pay you double. Whatever they said, whatever
part of the plausibility could be there. I don't know why you wouldn't hit them up and say, hey, they out here trying to buy your stuff, you better pay me. I don't know.
But if somebody offered you, if 50 Cent offered you, well over what you were,
so no.
Hypothetically, if you're the videographer who's already haven't been paid, you've done a job and you were required to be paid for something so you can release the deliverables, and you've been being ghosted, and then a third party come in and say, man, don't worry about it, I'll give you double what they were supposed to pay you if you sell it to me. I guarantee you he's not gonna say, yeah, let me go reach out back to these people and tell them somebody trying to buy it. He's gonna say, yeah, I got bills to pay. In this economy, go here, you can have it for double.
I don't know. Well, yeah, well, it is what it is. It's already sold, whatever it is. I would have think to reach back out like, hey, they out here trying to buy your shit. You better pay me or it's gone. I believe in a little warning shot across the bow, but I'm a little old school, so there it is.
Have a comment. Diddy is known to not pay and change the payment agreement.
That's what when I said it, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. let me retract that a little bit. He does not pay me, but he didn't stole people. They kept their stuff. So, but he does pay people also. So,
How do
and
you
if
gonna be dirty and cheap? Like,
Hello.
you gotta pick your lane.
Let me
I
tell you
guess
how
you think
common
you
it is.
never gonna fall off being
Trust,
off the top.
baby, that is the most common shit among men with money, honey. All the motherfuckers is cheap. Ask me how I know.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta pick your lane.
Matter of fact, don't ask me how I know because I might have this. Yeah, don't don't ask me how I
But
know.
but also, uh, well, he done fucked up again. That's his fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm too kind because I always say, oh, hey, they out here trying to fuck with your shit. You better give me my money.
Yeah, Slack needs a Marcus read me. This thing is annoying.
Look, this bitch in the chat talking about because they purchased you. No comment. And also, I do have to apologize to my ham. I thought we weren't a community, but he actually said he clarified in the chat he was agreeing with me and not that terrible straight man.
Oh,
So
okay.
thank you so
Oh,
much, sweet. This is a community. What Quad Sage like? This is real love, sisterhood, bonding, friendship.
Terrible straight man? I've been called a lot of things, but
I said what
terrible?
I said. I said what I said.
Jesus. I thought we were friends.
We are, and I always tell my friends the truth about themselves.
I'm okay with being like a slightly problematic straight man, but like a terrible
chaotic.
one.
Baby,
Terrible one is a little.
you were slightly problematic a decade ago, baby. We are what you in the big leagues now, honey. You are terrible, honey.
What the hell
But
do
we
you call?
love you.
What
We
do you
love you
call my
dearly.
Diddy then?
Oh, Diddy, that's a whole honey. He needs to be look. We need to call him deceased. Allegedly. Yeah.
No. And I'm mad that whole thing came back up with oh boy, because I really was like, is he dead for real or not? And then I had to look it back up, and I was like, oh yeah, this is from 2023. I feel like somebody need to go back in and try and finish the job, allegedly. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, if you get stabbed 22 times, how did y'all miss a jugular?
They probably
Like,
had like a limited time to get it popping.
but shoot, 22, you could have grazed this, clipped it or something.
Well, you
Shit.
remember how and set it off. Remember what was the goal? They had to get all that money and they tried to do it in under 60 seconds, right? So that's probably how it went down, and they just look, we gotta get this racist motherfucker. So look, y'all stand over here. The camera's not over there. Let's go over here. Look, all we got is this little shank of a plastic butter knife. So we gotta be like Mariah Carey, do the best you can with what we got.
Right. It obviously was not a large weapon for 22
Oh,
stab wounds. So, I
to
mean, you got to look
do.
at, yeah, what they were working with. So,
I know. I was like, somebody could have tried to get the jug. Somebody could have
They
nipped it or something.
they
So,
tried, honey. They tried their damnedest, but it just didn't. You know,
I
back to the
know.
what's it called? Back to the bulletin board.
I
Whatever that
know.
saying is.
I need to add that to my watch list.
Oh what?
Uh, Fuck, I just lost the movie. You just mentioned it. That's why I was like, I haven't watched that in a while. Set it off. Excuse me.
Oh yes, you do. Iconic movie.
You know
Yeah,
what? Other movie
drawing
I
board.
cannot watch again. It traumatized. One is Set It Off. That ending it was too much.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
too much stress for my brain. But I also can't watch Dead Presidents. It was so depressing.
It is a depressing movie, girl, but that is such a favorite movie of mine, honey.
I cannot rewatch that. I'm
I
like,
can't watch
nah.
it. Period.
Let me tell you, that movie is why I love Lorenz Tate as an actor, honey. When I tell you he put his
All
dick
the
in that
movies
movie,
you skip
honey.
over Love Jones, and this
I
is
was
why
about
you
to
love
say,
him.
not Love Jones.
Well, fuck Love Jones. I don't want to see that damn heteronormative shit, honey. Get that shit off
Thank
my
you.
TV. Fuck. Now,
Thank you.
Hold
the soundtrack
on.
was cute.
Movie's trash.
The soundtrack was cute, but yes, that movie was awful, honey. They can keep that shit.
Now, okay.
Oh
Again, like you
Lord.
saying the heteronormative stuff, but oh my God, the attacks on such a
Ugh.
Nia Long and Lorenz. I mean,
I
come
love me
on.
some Nia, but that movie, you can keep it.
It's too many other good Neil Long movies for that to even be in the conversation about Neil Long's work, honey. Fuck
I am not okay with this fucking Love Jones bashing. What the fuck?
Look, put
And I
Love
Who
can't
knew
even
Jones,
I was
honey.
with you? Who what?
and I can't even defend. I can't even defend with you. I'm sorry, sis.
What? What?
Girl,
Thank you.
take that
What is
movie and
all this
put it.
hate all of a sudden? Where the fuck did that come from?
Y'all can take Love Jones and take it and put it right where I put my old laptop, honey, in a
This is
box
the
in the
first
back.
I'm hearing of this. What?
Mm-mm.
Listen, there's so many. There's so many
Look at
films.
who's agreeing. Look at who's
There's
agreeing in this one. That should tell you all you need to know.
there is
No.
so many black
Mm-mm.
films from what would be
Mm-mm.
considered black approval that I hadn't
Mm-mm.
watched, I hadn't watched as of like the early 2010s.
Mm-mm.
That I ended
Mm-mm.
up watching some of them because motherfuckers were trying to pull my black card, but you can't do that because bitch, I'm black. Um, but yeah, and one of those is Love Jones. I don't think I've ever seen it. It's in its entirety. Um, Dead
Uh-uh.
Presidents. I don't think I've seen it in its entirety. Damn uh New Jack City.
What?
What's the shit with Tupac? Damn.
Poetic
A
justice?
Jew?
Maybe Poetic
I
Justice.
know
I
you
don't know.
talking about Jews with Omar
Listen,
Epps.
No, it was Juice. It was Juice. There was a bunch. There was a bunch of films that I've never seen. You have to also understand that the mother that raised me
Well, yes.
is old enough to be
Yeah.
my grandmother. So like, I wasn't exposed to any of that shit. If it came out in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, baby, I didn't see that shit.
Quinn, if I've seen them though, come on now.
Listen, but this
She
is
was
what you need.
younger. She's
First
younger
of
than
all,
you.
Cup. See, Senor Cup, please.
Oh.
I told you there's some
I
of
didn't know I
that's.
was amongst Love Jones haters. I did not know
Oh yeah,
this.
I'm not a
we
hater.
are.
I'm just
We
gonna
are
tell you.
rock move world.
It just didn't really. I think I've seen part of
I
it.
could
I
give
may have seen a
you
piece of it.
part of that, Quinn. I could get because you're younger. Yes, I get it. It ain't hit for you.
I'm a
But the
hater,
rest of these
honey.
fucking millennials, I am fucking disappointed.
I am a hater, honey. If there's nobody left on this earth that hates Love Jones, that means I have passed on.
I had to watch it on a date maybe 6 months ago, and I was just like, if I didn't want this so bad.
Wow, wow! Look what pussy makeup did to you.
Well,
Jesus, that was
Doing
a
this
hard one.
job.
I guess.
Shout
I
out to
just
that
did not.
lady. Shout out to that lady. Hello.
So Hammy says he hasn't seen any of the films either. Now, honey, when it comes to Love Jones, girl, now the soundtrack I would highly recommend. But that movie, I mean, if you absolutely have nothing else to do, and maybe
And you know
maybe you
what?
got some work to do.
Hand me
That's
a
how
Libra.
I feel about what's the one with the light skinned dude and Jada Pinkett? That's how I feel about that one.
Oh, Jada's
Jason Lew?
lyric.
Oh God, I hate that so
Yeah,
much. I hate that movie so
I'm not a fan of
much.
that one either. I
I don't
get you
think
on
I've
that.
seen
I
that. It's in its
hate that movie
entirety.
so much. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
You fucked
it
me
was
up when you were
depressing.
like, I don't like Love.
That was trash. I didn't like it back then.
You shitted on all
I
the
love the
Denzel movies. I think I said
what?
More Better Blues, and you were like,
Who
Who?
said that? Who shitted on Denzel Washington?
Auntie?
It wasn't me.
No, I didn't shit on the movies. What I said is that they were the same character because he
Okay.
doesn't have
You
much
shitted on
range.
Denzel. You said Denzel played the same character in every movie.
I
That's
don't
what
give
you
a
said.
good
I remember
goddamn
Thank you,
what.
because
man.
I was offended then too.
I don't give a good goddamn because Denzel been fine all his motherfucking life. He could play the same character in 500 different movies. I'm gonna watch
And
them
he
all.
has. And he has.
And I'll
Yeah,
watch
see,
every last
That
one
is
see,
a
of
you
them.
gonna piss
blasphemy.
me off. You pissing me off right now because see, what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna attack two of my. Okay, look here. You know what? I'm glad Will ain't here because then somebody be after marriage, and I feel like you're attacking my whole childhood, and I'm just gonna be angry.
And don't get me wrong. So when it comes to that, he does that one character very well. He does a good job at it. It's
I
just
can't
that it's the
stand you.
same one. There's not much range. But
Not much
let me
range
say,
with Denzel is fucking insane.
and honey, and actually
Insane.
ask any other actor around you, and then compare him to his peers such as like Lawrence Fishburne, honey, the ones that even Samuel L. Jackson, and a lot of times can,
Now
he doesn't
Samuel
really
L. plays himself a lot. Now I
a
will
lot,
say that, but
but
I love my guy.
he still has more range than Denzel. That's what I'm saying.
Did you
You
watch
know what?
Denzel in Gladiator
Uh-uh.
2?
I sure. Well, no, I didn't because I'm not that.
Yeah, Or did you watch him in, was it Othello? He did
I
something
did see
with Apple.
Othello.
Okay.
I did see,
Because
and
you
what
know
Denzel?
he's
Uh-huh.
a theater guy. That's what he'll
Yep.
tell you all the time. He's like, I'm a theater person who just happens to act.
And I'm a theater guy too, and I also have range. But this is the thing, right? Um, when he is a theater person, and he did really really well when it came to the fences. Like I even saw a clip of him doing
Oh,
the
I hated
stage
him in
version.
Fences. I
I
hated
know,
him in
but
Fences.
that's how good he was in it. He really did a good job in it. But you even
Exactly.
notice, like, if you look at the film version and then maybe go on YouTube and look at a clip from him when he was on stage, you see the so he most certainly is a theater actor first, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you go to film, honey, you got to like you. Well, I guess maybe he don't feel like he have to because he got y'all ready to fight for his ass, honey. So he don't have to look. I'm Denzel,
Right.
so I
I
got this
know
We
you
person
say
fighting
leaving
for
him
me.
with something. We leaving him with
I know this 50 Cent loving, McRib loving ass motherfucker. I know you ain't tried my life like this. Oh my God.
He said he know
Kathy,
he gonna
get his
have. At least
ass.
he fine.
Kathy, get
At least he
him.
fine. At least we fine for somebody who was fine. Okay, he's undeniably fine and talented. Unlike Curtis Cents, 50 pennies,
Well, he is
two
undeniably
quarters,
talented.
half a dollar,
$50 is undeniably talented. We can give him that.
asterisk.
We have a question in the comment. What did Denzel advise Isaiah Washington never turn down a pussy? And him chatting with and there you go, because the moon cover your ears, girl, because I know you're gonna want to hear this. So, honey, when it comes to Isaiah Washington, honey, and we know his history and who he likes to support and things. And remember when I said Denzel been trying to tell us, what side he's on for the longest, and really only people that's been paying attention are taking notice. That man is a Trump supporter. Look at the advice he's giving to freaking Isaiah Washington, who's a confirmed Trump supporter. So,
Isaiah Washington needs to stay in obscurity.
That was
Period.
directly told to me by a reporter who Isaiah tried to cheat with. I know that's right, Happy. Tell the tea, girl. Tell it. We love to hear it.
so yes, Isaiah. That's why when I tell you I was so glad they kicked this fucking ass off of P Valley, honey, I was like, why y'all even got his ass on there in the first place? Ain't this show like
How
very
did he
queer
get in
focused?
there? Yeah, he
He
don't
played the
like.
he played the mayor, and he actually now his character in the show was like a bigoted mayor, believe it or not. So
Oh,
it
so he
actually
said, "Let me
worked.
play how I am real life."
Yeah, so it worked, but it's just I'm of the belief that biggest don't need to work,
He
honey.
must have needed a check bad because yeah, he is
Of
definitely
course he did. Don't
homophobic.
nobody want to work with his fucking ass.
Hey.
Because
Don't
what he
nobody
is
want
homophobic. That is facts.
The
to.
only thing that I can think of him in where I like quasi liked him in is Grey's Anatomy. I think his character.
Until he was
Until he got
trash.
fired for calling somebody a faggot. On that show that
Oh,
he did very good in.
I've seen. I'm not a Grace
I
girly. Sorry.
didn't argue. I didn't argue on the point. I just said
Yeah, he was good in the show. He actually had a really good character in the show, but just because he's so fucking stupid and bigoted, you see what happens when you're stupid and bigoted, honey? All your talents just go to waste. Because you know Shonda runs a tight ship, honey. She don't play that shit on
And
her damn set.
Shonda pretty much had him blackballed.
Him and Columbus Short.
Well,
They said, girl,
Columbus
play
shouldn't be
with your
hitting
He
man,
him.
but
was
don't
on
play with
that
me.
show way longer than I thought he
He
was.
shouldn't have been an abuser. That's on his own doing. Oh well.
I thought he was gone by like the second season, but I think he was damn near there till the fourth.
He was on there for a minute.
Who, Isaiah or Columbus?
Columbus.
Oh, and he ruined it because he was good in the show too. I need people to stop being stupid.
He should have thought of how good, just like you said, I need people to think. He should have sat there and thought before he took that knife and put it to his wife's neck and tried to play a game of truth or truth. He should have said, I got a good thing going on Scandal and people like my character a lot. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But no, he didn't do that. So now they done killed his ass off.
I say Scandal's worth a rewatch, but only the first 2 seasons.
No, don't do that.
I will not.
But I mean, shoot, Columbus, he ain't really worked since then either, huh? Is he
He
in
ain't.
Tubi movies?
I don't even think he in them. Because he was literally blackballed, honey. Because his ass, he fucking crazy. And then the last thing we heard about him was when he tried to say that Diddy tried to proposition him. He was one of the people that him and Cassie tried to, he said that Diddy invited him back to a quote unquote party with him and Cassie. He was like, okay, well, who else going to be at the party? And Diddy was like, just me. The way he said it, I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy. Until Olivia gets kidnapped. You know what? You are so right. Because I would say, I would argue that the first 3 seasons of Scandal are worth watching. That season 4 shit, oh, girl, they could have kept that shit, honey. And remember, baby, y'all remember those who were on Twitter back then, baby, y'all know. Thursday night on Twitter, baby, when Scandal was on, baby, that was called the Scandal Apocalypse, baby. I felt sorry for you if you did not watch Scandal and you were on Twitter that night because you didn't see tweets about anything else, baby.
And I won some money at a watch party from watching
Did
Scandal.
you?
Yes, I sure did. I was like, oh, appreciate y'all for this. Because they used to have when I was in Virginia, and they used to have a restaurant bar combination that used to host a watch party on Thursdays specifically for Scandal, and they had I don't know how I won the money. All I know is that I won the money and they gave it to me in cash, and I was like, "Thank you, appreciate y'all."
Boy, and I'm telling you, at one point, honey, that Thursday night, so it was Grace, then Scandal, then How to Get Away with Murder.
Hell
baby.
yeah!
My Thursday night was booked, honey. Oh, and speaking of How to Get Away with Murder, so the guy who plays Connor, I think Connor was the gay guy, right? I think so. Yeah, Connor was the gay guy, and then the other one who played, I forget his name on the show, but he was the actor that was in Orange Is the New Black, the one who got Daya pregnant. And you remember he was in How to Get Away with Murder also. Well, they just announced. I just saw it on Instagram before I started doing the show. They're getting ready to do their own podcast, a rewatch of How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh Lord,
yeah.
Is they gonna tell us some tea? Cause
that's a good question, honey. I just find it very interesting that everybody and their mama is getting to that because you see how it started with. I think it might have even started with somebody before Living Single, but to my knowledge, what I saw, it started with Living Single. Now you're seeing Family Matters is doing it. Oh no, I think it started with Boy Meets World. I think they're doing it. They're doing the podcast, the rewatch podcast. So, but yeah, you see, podcasting is the thing now, honey. So I'm over here like Suge Knight, honey. Y'all see y'all using your Substacks and your Riversides, honey, and you got your people all in your recordings. Now, see if you don't want none of that, come on over to Chatmosa. Well, did anybody else have any tea or any insider tea? My queen of happiness, any insider tech tea? Oh, wait a minute. Yes. So it says Isaiah watched the strip right in front of this reporter in his trailer for Grey's Anatomy. Again, too confident at the height of his career.
Don't nobody want that.
Did I ever tell y'all the story about how my dad thought Isaiah Washington was Blair Underwood? and refused to watch Blair Underwood's show because of
How you confuse them? Please.
I don't know, girl. But long story short, Blair Underwood was doing the Ironside remake. And I think it was on I think it maybe had one. I need to look it up, but I think it might have had one season on CBS. This was some years. I want to say maybe 2012 or so, around that time. And my dad, because I think he was a fan of the original Ironside, so he was like, "Yeah, I was gonna watch that shit, but I heard that nigga was in there, so fuck that nigga." I was like, "Who? Blair Underwood?" Because y'all know I've told the show here. You know, I'm a Blair Underwood stan, honey. You know, with his work that he's done, like in HIV prevention and stuff like that. Blair Underwood holds a special place in my heart. So I'm like, well, why don't you like Blair Underwood? I'm asking my dad, and he was like, you ain't hear what that nigga said about gay people. Fuck that nigga. And I said, no. So you know, if Blair Underwood would have said something about gay people, honey, you know I would have heard about it. I'm like, no, I didn't hear that. He's like, yeah, when he was working on that Grey's Anatomy, he called that dude the F word. I said, Dad, that was Isaiah Washington, honey. He said, oh, it was. Well, shit, I could have watched Ironside. But you know, thank you for your allyship. Thank you for your allyship. But Poe Thing missed out on the show just because he thought Blair Underwood was the one who called somebody the F word on set. Oh, look at what you did, Isaiah Washington, with your little nasty ass stripping in front of reporters. So you should be ashamed of yourself. That is predatory. That's predatory. He is a predator. Allegedly, it says she was shaken up and also disappointed learning about Denzel and Morgan. I tried to tell y'all about him. One thing, if y'all don't know anything about y'all Auntie Derek, know this. This bitch is good at spotting a pattern. So, and I told honey, Denzel been showing he been letting it show for a couple of years now. And I'm like, oh, well, this ain't right. But what really woke it up for me was when he pretty much tried to use that same both sides argument. Oh, you voted for this guy, that guy. When it was talking about the differences between Kamala and Trump. Like, nigga, no. I know what you are. Bye. It said Isaiah was talking about his love for his wife and kids, then bam, seduced. Yeah. They all be having wives and kids, honey. They like how they will protect their wives and kids that they love. They want to do predatory shit in secret and hope they'll never find out. So, but yeah, nasty. We have a comment in the chat said, "Trust Derek. He knows firsthand. You know what, bitch? And I can't even argue. I can't argue. No comment." Isaiah seduced Auntie, honey. He wouldn't have to. I ain't gonna tell you. I would have folded. Listen, I know he problematic, honey, just like my man 50. But Isaiah is a good looking man. I mean, I certainly would have folded. He's a homophobic bigot, but he's also good looking. So I certainly would have folded.
Jesus. And I'm the problematic one.
On a recorded line, no less. You should be ashamed.
And I am. I'm very embarrassed. This is embarrassing. Well, any more tea, y'all, before we head out? Derek knows no shame, honey. Now that's the tea. I sure don't, honey. At all.
That's tea, boo. And that's tea.
And that's a shame, too. He has no shame. Ain't that terrible?
At all. Not even an inch of it, honey. I can't even find it in my pocket. I can't find nothing in the couch.
It's a shame.
I might need to go ask the neighbor for something. Excuse me, can you got some shame I can borrow? Just a little cup of shame.
I'm all out of shame. Okay.
Do what you want to do. I can't tell it.
Hey.
Plug the giveaway, please.
Oh, thank y'all so much for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. And yes, just like my Libra Queen says, honey, this giveaway, my hot tea cold cash giveaway, is still going on and will be going on through January 19th. So get those entries in. And how you gain entries. So again, you RSVP to every upcoming show that you see on my site, AuntieDerek.com. In addition to RSVPing, you can attend that live show for an additional entry. And for another entry, you can share my show on social media using the hashtag Auntie Derek. And also, don't forget to subscribe to a bitch just so y'all can stay informed. Subscribe to a bitch here at AuntieDerek.com. So yes, honey, it's money out here. Let's get it. And thank you all for always taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for another live show, if you can make it. And until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, girl, we talked about, I just saw a comment in the chat. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. So, yeah, until then, you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.